Let me see. Am I together? Let me see me though. Let me see me. Let's get right. 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 And get some order in here. Let's get right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dealatofficial. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me. Subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode and sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat. Get you something to drink. Get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Cause you see the title, fam. Hey. Let's get into this here.
CBS News has three sources telling us that Russia is providing intelligence to Iran on U.S. positions and movements. The average American might hear that and think that's a big and dangerous deal, is it?
Well, we're tracking everything. Our commanders are aware of everything. We have the best intelligence in the world. We're aware of who's talking to who, why they're talking to them, how accurate that information might be, how we factor that into our battle plans, our CENTCOM commander. So we know what's going on, and the president has an incredible knack at knowing how to mitigate those risks. And so the American people can rest assured their commander-in-chief is well aware of who's talking to who, and anything that shouldn't be happening, whether it's in public or back-channeled, is being confronted and confronted strongly.
The American people can therefore expect conversations with the Russians to stop this?
Well, President Trump, as people have seen, has a unique relationship with a lot of world leaders where he can get things done that other presidents, certainly Joe Biden, never could have. And through direct conversations or indirect, through him one-to-one or through his cabinet, messages definitely can be delivered.
Does this put U.S. personnel in any more danger than they otherwise would be?
Well,
the Russian involvement?
No one's putting us in danger. We're putting the other guys in danger. That's our job. So we're not concerned about that. We mitigate it as we need to. Our commanders factor all of this, but the only ones that need to be worried right now are Iranians that think they're going to live.
I also want to put this up on the screen as we talk about some of those outside sources that are impacting this ongoing conflict. This is now being reported by the Associated Press that Russia has now provided Iran with information that can help Tehran strike the United States military, according to its sources with the Associated Press. And so that's sort of the biggest information we've had within the last hour. The first indication that another major U.S. adversary is now participating even indirectly in this war, according to officials familiar with the matter. So I now want to bring into the conversation to discuss this and so much more, Stefano Rittendale, the Chief Intelligence Officer for Artorias. Stefano, thanks so much for being with us here on Live Now from Fox.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, this was a major development as we're talking about some of the players who are watching all of this ongoing there in the Middle East. This conflict, which started between the United States and Israel, launching a joint strike in Iran, has now possibly spread to include other countries like Russia involved as well. What are you watching for as this new information is coming out?
Well, I think the Russians are pretty much consumed with the situation in Ukraine, obviously.
Man, hold up. I don't even think you know what's going on here. You in here with your boy Dealatofficial, my fam, and this No Filters. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Ain't even got much to say right now. This serious.
We saw in 2024 when Bashar al-Assad was overthrown and that the Russian was absolutely powerless to save him. It's important to note that the Russian played a key role in keeping him safe for over a decade from the rebels. But the war in Ukraine has really consumed them. But it's not really surprising that they're giving intelligence support to Iran, that then Iran can leverage to conduct a lot of strikes against U.S. forces and interest across the Middle East. Russia does have very significant signal intelligence capability, imagery intelligence capability, but a network of people as well that they would gladly pass on to Iran as a way to kind of solidify their alliance with Iran and kind of hit back at the United States for our support with Ukraine. So I think this is not necessarily surprising, but I think we have to be very clear that Russia will not get militarily involved in this conflict. We have no indications showing that Russia will militarily defend Iran. They will probably continue from the diplomatic and intelligence support, and also take advantage that maybe there might be a rise in oil prices for their own budgetary reasons. But that's the extent of what we're seeing Russia's support to Iran at the moment.
All right, and so as we're talking about this, some of the additional reporting has now come out that since the war began on Saturday, Russia specifically passed Iran the locations of U.S. military assets, including warships and aircraft as well. This is according to other officials who are watching all of this unfold in the region. I have to ask you, Stefano, we do know that that assistance now possibly brings in the fact that one of America's chief nuclear armed competitors, again, is contributing directly in this. What do we know about the nuclear capabilities of Russia, and would they be able to aid Iran at this point to try to get back what Iran has lost during some of these ongoing attacks?
Well, obviously, Russia is, one of the largest nuclear powers and very well extensive history of using and developing nuclear weapons, obviously. But in concept with Iran, we did see after the 12-day war last year between Israel and Iran, Russia wasn't really able to provide that much support to Iran to rebuild their military capabilities, simply because, again, they're consumed with the situation in Ukraine, and a lot of their own military domestic production is going to fulfill those requirements because Russia is suffering significant amount of casualties in its war in Ukraine. So, tens of thousands of Russian soldiers are dying every month, significant toll on aircraft, tanks, and armored personnel carriers, to name a few. And Russia really has to prioritize that, but that doesn't limit Russia's ability to provide some level of support to Iran, even if it's just intelligence support or some equipment. It's important to note that Iran's military is very much dependent on Russia's military technology, and any loss that Iran has in that department, it's very hard for them to replace it because of the issues that I highlighted earlier with Ukraine. So Russia will continue to provide intelligence. They probably are enabling some of the strikes that we're seeing in Iran, but it's not really a determinative factor for much else. And right now, Iran's on the rope, and clearly President Trump has indicated that regime change is the priority.
And speaking of President Trump, before we get to some of the latest comments that he made, he put out a statement on social media. I still want to stick with some of those international factors as well. China, we've all been watching to see how they would be playing a role, if at all, in this conflict. What are you hearing there, Stefano?
Right, so there was an interesting report earlier from CNN that indicated that China is maybe debating sending financial, even some equipment support to Iran. It's important to note that a lot of specifically the fuel and the rocket components that Iran uses to build their ballistic missiles actually come from China. And they're an integral part in kind of the Iran's overall supply chain for the ballistic missile program. So we did get some reports that China is considering increasing that level of support and even the financial aspect, but they're very concerned about U.S. retaliation as well as U.S. sanctions. And obviously we do know that President Trump and President Xi are set to meet soon in China. And I don't think China really wants to have that much that might rock the situation with this visit. We've actually seen an interesting drop in Chinese, even just air operations near Taiwan, and clearly it's tied to this visit. So it's very likely that at least in the next couple of weeks, China might take a steep step back to see where the situation is going. But regardless, China historically has played a very minimal role in supporting their allies and partners around the world. We've seen with Pakistan and India, the war that happened there, China provided minimal support to Pakistan, even though they refer to Pakistan as, quote, their all-weather ally. So any support that China really gives to Iran is probably going to be minimal and too little too late for the Iranian regime to really turn things around.
Going to be something to continue to watch as we're looking at those international factors. But Stefano, I want to pivot to what President Trump said a bit earlier today. Putting this up on the screen for folks at home. This is a Truth Social post that he put out there saying this: there will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender. After that, the selection of a great and acceptable leader. We and many of our wonderful and very brave allies and partners will work tirelessly to bring Iran back from the brink of destruction. I want to stick really there with that first part, talking about unconditional surrender. From what we're watching in some of the military actions ongoing there in the region, is that what the U.S. is seemingly indicating with the approach that they've been taking?
I mean, I think what's clearly done is the U.S. military is doing in Iran is what we would consider domination, absolute domination, right? That their goal is to really destroy, not even just degrade, but absolutely destroy Iran's ballistic missile program, their UAV forces capable of conducting strikes, and even to the point where they might be looking the same way to do that with the regular military and the IRGC. Look at the Navy, for example, right? Iran's blue water Navy, those ships that are able to travel around the world, has basically been destroyed, and we're probably seeing a very similar aspect with the
Hold up, is you like for real? Hit that. Hold up. Cause you know what's funny? This be on like all day, every day, and don't none of y'all watch this. But we come in here. This is why I turn it on, because don't nobody even care about it. But I pull it up because this is what they reporting, and don't nobody even care about it. You know how many people don't even watch the news? Like, they don't even care. But the point I'm making right now, listen to me. The fact that you just seen that graphic, did you see that graphic they just showed, fam? Hold up. Did you see that a Love Within? I know, hold up, fam, I'm tripping. Chris in the building, Love Within in the building. I see what's going on. Lori in the building. Listen to me. Hey, we in here, Chris. I just sent you the link, fam. We doing it again. Let me tell you something, Lori. Last night, we did the first ever Zoom. Members only. It was a real thing. Shout out to A Love Within. Shout out to her. Put us in position. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Maintaining. I came across this situation here, and I ain't even tried to. It's just, I just, wake up, Lord, thank you, and then it's, whatever the world doing. And they said that Russia is teaming up with Iran, fam. Now, I didn't know that Russia was about that. I didn't know Russia really had a problem with Trump like that for real. So not the fact that the way he teaming up, I heard that he giving out intelligence. And that's basically, you just, see, man, where I'm from, if you with fam or you hit fam or you even look like you with fam, you getting it too. You see what I'm saying? That's it. Putin, Vladimir Putin is his name. And it's a big problem right now because, when I said last night, like everything that's in between the United States and Russia, in between the United States and Iran, everything in between is all of the armed forces that's supposed to protect us to be able to talk to each other right now in peace. You see what I'm saying, fam? So it's more of a big deal to me because they are actually trying to get at everybody in between that's protecting us before getting to us. That's basically the situation. And Vladimir Putin, I believe, is giving them information on how to engage allies that are with us. You understand what I'm saying here?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This is really different. Because a lot of stuff I used to see, like in the Bible, I just be reading, and you think like World War III, I was thinking we'd probably be old and just gone. I'm gonna be honest. Just being real.
Right.
But the fact that we actually living it right now and Russia want to get involved and then they talking about China can get involved, it's kind of weird because you don't know if, but then you got to go back to knowing that this is supposed to happen. But I didn't know we were supposed to be this age introducing it. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's the shocking part to me. Because now that Russia's involved, that means they know certain places to hit. They hit Dubai. They hit a couple other spots. You see what I'm saying? Trying to hit us. But they only hit them because they with us. So they trying to, oh man, we finna get in here. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. It's a reason why you're here. We trying to save your life, fam. You don't even be paying attention to the news. And I gotta literally bring you, hold up, double tap the screen. You must be out your mind. I gotta bring you this news. Because you won't even get this yourself. And then when your kids over there running around trying to figure out what happened, you ain't gonna even know what to tell them. You're gonna be like some dude in Iran got into it with some dude, Trump, and then all of a sudden everybody starts sending bombs everywhere. And now, we here, and now we praying that they just don't come over here. Because if y'all don't really know, we at war. Yeah, while you waking up, dropping the kids off, getting to the bag, back to the crib, we are literally at war. And this is what it looked like in 2026. And I was like, the way 2026 started out, A Love Within, I swear, the way 2023. Chris, did you get the link? I sent you, fam. Let me know, Theo, where you at? I sent you know what we doing here. Lori, if you want to. Listen to me. I said, right, but fam in here. But what I'm saying, I was like, I was just trying to figure out like how it was happening. You know what I'm saying? But it's like now that we know Russia involved, it seems like they about to take it up another notch. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to figure out a game plan for us. Feel me?
Actually, before we got on the live, I was looking at how to kind of bunker your home, like just in case we had like something going on.
A bunker home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see what you're saying, because honestly, the people that got money, I'm thinking they're the ones. You understand what I'm saying, fam? I feel like they the ones that's already, you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna be real, like my people, us, we're not thinking about no bunkers. We ain't thinking about no. We ain't thinking about. We ain't thinking about teaching our kids how to hunt. You can't tell me one of y'all in here teaching your kids how to hunt. Your kids out there creating campfires. What's going on? Cause let me know, fam. Cause I know where I'm from and how my people coming. Oh no, we ain't thinking about it. We finna go get some Jordans. And we finna go see about that Julio. That's the problem. Oh, Lord. And you got other people out here straight putting up water, canned goods. You just said bunkers. See, we're gonna have to come up with a list of things that we need in case it emerges. I think that's real. What you think, fam? You agree with that? You with that? I think that's a serious thing. Press 1 if you feel me in here right now, fam. Press 1 if you feel me. We need to come up with a list of survival kit. That's what it is. Call it a survival kit. No filter survival kit, Chris. Press 1 if you feel me right now. We need it. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Listen to what's going on. We cooking.
Small boats in the brown water navy, much more closer to the Persian Gulf, that are being sunk. And so the Iranian Navy, for and of itself, has been destroyed, similar to the Air Force. So I think the U.S. CENTCOM and Israel are following that campaign plan, and that could basically be tied into this idea of unconditional surrender, where even the White House has kind of said subsequently from that Truth Social post, indicating that the unconditional surrender doesn't necessarily have to come from the Iranians. It could be an assessment from the U.S. of basically the destruction of the Iranian military and the decapitation of the leadership, which we know a lot of members of Iran's senior leader have been killed already in joint U.S. and Israeli operations.
All right, and so we're putting up some video footage there on the screen of some of these ongoing strikes there from Israel and the United States as that video is being released to us. And we as always, appreciate Stefano Rittendale for joining us here on Live Now from Fox, breaking down the very latest, again, that indication that Russia might also be aiding with information there in Iran, going to be something to follow. Thanks so much, Stefano.
Thank you so much for having me.
Fox News contributor Dan Hoffman, former director of the CIA's Middle East Division. Dan, great to have you with us. I guess, your headline take on where things stand right now, and then we do want to get into this issue of what Russia is providing in terms of intelligence, but your overall picture as you watch this activity, particularly in Lebanon today.
So we are seeing widening of the war, and Hezbollah predictably has launched attacks on Israel in support of Iran. But really the story of this war is the extraordinary tactical successes from the United States military, decapitating Iran's leadership, destroying their ballistic missile inventory and their drones. Those efforts are ongoing. We own the skies. And we've seen an incredible fusion of our intelligence capabilities so we can find and fix these targets and then finish them with precision strikes. Now, where we go from here that we'll all be tracking, the Israelis used to like to say that they would mow the lawn when they had to mount these counterterrorism operations that did not result in eliminating the threat permanently. If we do...
Just so you know, my dog Chris in the building, A Love Within in the building. Got a lot going on in here right now, but it's really real. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Let me tell you something. You want to become a member. Because let me tell you something. Every day I see fam. And now, fam, we see each other. Okay? We got to connect now. Biggest thing about what you listening to, listen to what they saying, because it's a video I'm gonna play tonight. It's probably gonna touch you differently. But listen to what they saying, because I'm telling you, we are living it now. This ain't happening tomorrow. They are literally bombing right now while we on live right now. They busting at everybody getting at everybody. People ducking, running, shoot, dying,
do not arrive at some sort of a permanent solution here, either a change in the regime in Iran or a change in their behavior, then President Trump is right. We would have to look at coming back and doing this again, which is why I think the president wants to induce Iran to make a deal. That's what this has always been about from the very beginning when we deployed our military assets to the region. It's about Iran coming to the table in good faith with no intent to rebuild a nuclear program or have a ballistic missile capability or proxy terrorist network that can threaten the region and beyond.
And just so everybody can see, this is what President Trump said to Reuters. We are going to have to choose that person along with Iran. We're going to have to choose that person. He also had a Truth Social post today saying that unconditional surrender was what is going to be demanded here. Dan, because of your experience with Russia, could we please talk about this Washington Post headline? Russia is providing Iran intelligence to target U.S. forces, officials say. This might not become as a surprise to you, but it will be very unwelcome news, I imagine, at the Oval Office.
It's old news. The Trump administration is well aware of this, going back to the first Trump administration when the Russian intelligence was providing the Taliban with
that like button, double
intelligence to
tap
kill
that
our
screen. We
soldiers
got
there.
150
That's just
folk
what they
in here
do.
right
That's
now.
their
What's going on?
currency
What you doing?
in return for receiving Iranian drones and having Iranians create these, build these drone factories in Russia. The Russians provide tactical and strategic intelligence on their main enemy, the United States. Now, it hasn't really had a whole lot of effect. We're doing pretty well in spite of whatever Russian intelligence is making its way to Tehran. There was no early warning intelligence that would have saved Ayatollah Khamenei's life. So I wouldn't put too much stock in the value of this, but it just shows us that this is the axis of dictatorships, Russia, Iran, China, North Korea, that are all working against U.S. national interests.
So Dan, that it plays right into this language that we see in a lot of the media's reporting of this story, that this is a very expanding theater. But when I looked this morning, I think in all of these attacks on the Gulf states, which have been a big curiosity point for a lot of people covering this story, and certainly a lot of the analysts, I think that there have been 5 people who've been killed in all of these attacks on the Gulf state areas. Now, there's been infrastructure damage, but what's your assessment of how successful they are at pulling this off?
Yeah, I mean, Iran has launched reportedly 1,000 drones at the UAE, but you're right. The results have been far from devastating, and we are taking the fight to the enemy. That's why we're not going to let up until we finish the job. That's the way we stop Iran, by eliminating all these stocks of their drones and missiles.
Okay, so we are about to go into the weekend, Dan, and from your point of view, what will you be paying attention to and looking for?
Well, I'm looking at the efforts on the part of the United States and Israel continuing to degrade Iran's air defenses. They're just about eliminated. Striking ballistic missile facilities. I'm looking at Iran's defense industrial base. Once you destroy all the missiles, you want to destroy the factories that are making them, and continued decapitation of Iran's leadership. I think there are a few more leaders in Iran from the IRGC and maybe Ayatollah Khamenei's son who have bullseyes on their backs.
Dan Hoffman, thank you so much. We really appreciate you being with us all week. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Remember when I told y'all a while back that everybody ain't playing, and just because you're a bully and you're bigger and you appear to be badder and you got more resources and more might, that you're not going to intimidate everybody? Everybody's not going to be afraid of you? Well,
Mama K in the building.
it looks like that's what's going on right now with America, Israel, and Iran. Iran is not backing down, fam. In fact, Iran has not just decided to fight back against the United States. Iran is fighting back against the world. Anybody that's rocking with the United States, anybody that has assets in the United States or U.S. assets in their country, Iran is targeting them. They are on a rampage. They are sending missiles in every direction. America is losing its war against Iran. Don't let all that tough talk fool you, fam. America is losing the war.
See how they coming, Chris? That's what I'm talking about.
I want to show y'all somebody.
Crazy.
This is Mohammed Marandi. Mohammed Marandi is an American Iranian academic, intellectual, and political analyst. He is closely linked to the Iranian government. London-based newspaper Iran International describes him as a mouthpiece of the Iranian government. He is described on his website as a prominent Iranian defender of the Islamic Revolution. I want you to pay attention to what he had to say.
Has been targeting U.S. assets in the Persian Gulf, and those assets could be anything that's linked to the United States. The United States is bombing hospitals. The United States is bombing schools. The United States is bombing Iranian national radio and television alongside the Israeli regime. So U.S. assets in the Persian Gulf, they too will be attacked.
First of all, before I go any further, shout out to Larry Reed, give him his credit. This is where I saw this story at on his Instagram. Let me tell you something, fam. As he said, America is bombing everything. The U.S. is bombing schools, they're bombing hospitals, they're killing everything. But yet, these guys are made to be the bad guys. They're the ones who are the axis of evil. They don't want to talk about bombing those schools, killing little innocent girls. They don't want to talk about bombing those hospitals, killing incapacitated patients, elderly patients, children, people who are immobile. They can't even run if they try.
But assets that belong to the states in the Persian Gulf region, they have not been touched by the Iranians. However, if they host U.S. forces, because many of the soldiers have left their bases and been taken to hotels, the Iranians will target them. So at the end of the day, if they want this problem to end, they have to expel soldiers of the Epstein regime.
Could a new leader, do you think, negotiate with Trump and agree to his terms?
No. Iran is not interested in negotiating with Trump or the U.S. regime. Iran is going to punish the United States.
Iran is not interested in negotiating with Trump or the United States. Iran is going to punish the United States. Well, think about this, fam. For those of you who think that Iran perhaps is acting irrationally. You're sitting at a table negotiating a truce. You're having so-called peace talks. This is a conversation you're having with the other side to avoid conflict. You do not want war. You're expressing it by your willingness to sit at the table and talk things through. And then, out of nowhere, you attack. You just get attacked. How much trust would you have in sitting down with that person who attacked you? If you were sitting down and have, you know what, let me take out the truce and the wars and the partners and the gangs and the countries. How about you are standing talking to a person and y'all having a conversation about a misunderstanding, right? And y'all seem like you both are willing to talk it out. And they go to shake your hand, you go to shake their hand, and they still off on you. How would you view that? Would you trust that person?
And we are in the process of doing it. This regime in Washington has tried to cross a bridge that's a bridge too far. And they're messing with the wrong country. We're not Venezuela, we're not Iraq, we're not Libya, we're not Afghanistan, and we're not Syria. This is the Islamic Republic of Iran, and we will make sure that the United States regrets the aggression against the Iranian people and the slaughter of children and the slaughter of innocent civilians and the murder of the leader. These are crimes against humanity, and the United States and its allies have imposed the law of the jungle upon the world, and they will come to regret it.
But Iran is not a military superpower either, and we're seeing the vast majority of drones and missiles being shot down by air defenses. I mean, you know, surely Iran cannot win a military war and therefore has to go for some other kind of strategy in coming to a settlement.
Iran will defeat the United States. Time will tell. And our drones that are being fired are very old drones. Our missiles that are being fired are very old missiles. They're very inexpensive. And Americans are using up very expensive air defense systems. The Iranians know exactly what they're doing. We haven't even begun using our latest technology, and most of Iran's underground bases have not even been used yet. They have not even been opened up for operation. The Iranians have been planning for this day ever since the invasion of Iraq. They knew that at some point the Epstein regime will go after Iranians, and therefore they've been preparing themselves for many years. We are fighting for our homeland and our sovereignty and our independence, and our crime is that we oppose the genocide that the British regime and the American regime and Western regimes have been supporting.
Our crime is that we oppose the regime that the British, the American, Israeli, have been supporting. That is our crime.
And we are on the right side of history, and the United States is the aggressor, and we will punish the aggressor and make it regret its crimes against humanity.
What percentage of Iran's missile stocks remain?
The vast majority.
Because after last year's war, it was estimated that Iran had used up around 40% of its missiles. Are you saying that was replenished in the last few months?
Those numbers were always fake. Those numbers are provided by the Israeli regime to the media in order to convince foolish Americans that war against Iran is simple. This war was supposed to end in a day or two. The 12-day war was supposed to bring Iran down like a house of cards. That failed, this failed, and now the United States will have to pay the price. And if the United States escalates, that will mean that the most sensitive region in the world, the Persian Gulf, where a quarter of the world's energy comes from, everything could be destroyed. And if that happens, it doesn't even matter if the Strait of Hormuz is open or closed, because there will be no oil or gas, and there will be no tankers. For Iran, this is a fight for survival. For the United States, this is a war of choice.
For Iran, this is a war of survival. For the United States, it's a war of choice. No more talk.
And talks with a number of foreign ministers of the region. Almost all of them are very much concerned and interested to play a role to end this aggression by Israel, of course. They were worried about a possible attack by the United States, but yesterday we were all talking about how to stop the Israeli aggression. Well, of course, the door for diplomacy should be always keep open, But
hit that like button, double tap that screen right now. I'm telling you right now, you better hit it right now. You better, if you ain't doing nothing with your life, you better. Who is this? Who is this?
No, you see that dog?
This ain't the time for the quacking. This ain't the time for the quacking, fam. You're choosing the wrong time. Oh God. Hit that like button, double tap that. Listen, did y'all hear what we heard together?
It's crazy.
And see, I believe, dude.
Yeah, like,
Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. Like, and it's sad because we smiling. This is bad because we smiling. But see, we NIGGA, and we can drink fucking more weed all day. Right? It's the weed in your life. Weed in your life, yeah, we can do that because we've been through that. That's why we like, oh, they about that? I'm gonna be real with you. I almost got a little cooked up when he was over there talking big, like, hey, we coming for the U.S. Hold up, partner. Who you talking about? What? My kids over here, boy. What you talking about y'all finna do? Boy, hold up, man. I'm finna, boy, hold up. Everybody hold up. Hey, cause I'm looking at my family in there with me. I know I ain't tripping. I'm like, damn, he said kids, schools. I was like, oh. I'm like, I don't even know how to respond. Cause he's saying what they doing, cause we out of line. We crazy right now. But dude, he's gonna somebody, he finna send shots. I'm like, hold up, partner. Who you talking to, Nick? What? Boy, you better, hey, I know we out of line, but hold up. What? Boy, I had to walk over here and touch Martin Luther King. I ain't lying, I had to touch it. Y'all thought I was, damn it, Lord help me. I got a dream that this not gonna happen, you hear me? Boy, Chris, I was thinking about something different, boy. Talking about you about to do something. Oh, they know what they do. Oh, they do? All right. I'm finna call Leroy. I'm finna call Leroy in the hey. Woo. No, gee. And I know we probably started it, but where we from, my fam, oh, we do that. We start shit and we got to finish it too. Hey. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. I'm gonna tell you right now, they better chill out. I know we wrong, but they better chill out. Hey, I don't even know how to say it. We wrong, but they better chill out. Woo! Oh, man, peace, Lord. We need it, because I'm telling you, I love within Chris. Hey. Yeah. Right. Without the plug, you know what I'm saying? It's just solar. It's all solar. Listen, you better hear her. We need the solar chargers, fam. Matter of fact, we need solar everything at this point. Because I'm telling you, when they started making solar stuff, I'm thinking it was just based off, like you said, solar stuff is like based off energy. Okay. So that's okay, cool, yeah. So that's what I'm thinking, but I'm like, the way they coming, ooh. And I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna have to play that back at some point because the way he was explaining what he's saying, I believe him, like every piece of that. And I'm gonna be real with y'all right now. The way that, like what Trump and them are doing are things that we don't agree with because they actually are doing this in the name of something else. They're not doing it in what we would think while they're at war. You see what I'm saying? This got nothing to do with what we think it would have to do with, okay? These are things that they believe in, going on, it's gonna happen, and they're implementing and setting the stage. See, and I'm gonna be real, hit that like button, we're about to save your life. Listen to me. Become a member. But listen to me. These type of activity and this behavior sets the stage for Antichrist. And I don't think people really know that. And listen to me. This ain't even about being super duper religious. Oh God, Jesus, listen to me. If his name wasn't Jesus, if it was Sam, John, that's what we praying in the name of. If it was power in it. You understand me? Because of what we taught. But listen to me. Antichrist energy, Antichrist levels, this sets the stage for that. Because chaos has to happen. What fam Chris say always? Nefarious work. Nefarious work am I right, fam? Nefarious work has to be done at this level and even more for somebody to come in and save the day. And I don't think we ever really thought about that. We just looking at the chaos, the problems, everything. We just trying to see where it's going, the rabbit hole. We just want to know where the hole goes. You know what I'm saying? Where it goes, where we going. But I was just thinking earlier, like, man, why would they? I've been saying this. They've been exposing so much now. And I'm like, why now? I was asking my brother, like, why now, bro? When I say, like, you can go to Instagram, Facebook, it don't matter. Just go anywhere. It is being so much exposed. Things that we never seen. And we like, what? I follow something on Instagram, and it's actually, every time I hit my gram, it's just showing me, like, stuff about Diddy, J. I mean, it's showing me the worst. You hear me? The worst. But that makes sense. Because they have implemented a time where they're saying, hey, this is the time. Now is the time. You feel what I'm saying? For what they believe in. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. I wanted you all to see this because this is an Iranian speaking about the United States. And this, because we don't know what they saying over there. Okay? We don't know nothing. We just over here hearing about Trump having a, that boy don't even know what he really doing. Because he not doing the shooting. See, that's different. He not doing the shooting. He's just over there pressing buttons. It's different when you got to, hold up, it's different when you got to make a, see, I just told my partner earlier, and I want to say this, R.I.P. to Raymond from my hood, Cartier's little brother. I love this man. We live behind him on the V in the hood. Raymond was stabbed in the neck. And I'm not exploiting. I'm respecting. We have to acknowledge him because he was really that. He was Cartier's. You know, our age, and then you know when your partner, brother, younger brother or younger sister, you know, you look at them like that's your brother, your sister. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your fam. But Raymond was his little brother. You hear me? And Raymond. I'm just the things I be getting across my desk, things y'all don't even know. Like, you know what I mean? And it's so crazy because there's been a couple things that's happened in the passings, but the fact that Raymond, it's just got to be R.I.P. to Raymond for real, because that shouldn't have happened, and the way it happened, y'all wouldn't believe. This wasn't no street, nothing of that. This was a mental health breakdown by someone. And that's what I mean by understanding what we're doing, where we're at, and what's going on. You understand? And identifying the situation. This is what I'm talking about. We have to identify this as a real problem. And even if we're wrong, we don't ride with Trump, but yet we're over on Trump's side. We live on Trump's side. So even if we didn't ride with this goofy, what? We over here with him. And my kids is with him. My baby is running around with him. Because she on his side. So this is what I mean by saying they trying to figure out how to come for us. You feel what I'm saying, fam? We over there doing something that ain't never been done. That's what he's saying in these meetings. We doing something ain't never been done. But it's always to set up a platform for people to know, hey, listen, some is about to happen even more than this. When we was talking, Charlie Kirk get hit. or got hit. You don't even know where he got hit. And that's weird. But it was broad daylight, wasn't it? Ha! And still don't know if it was her or her. But what's crazy is, if these Iranians try to pull another September 11th, because you know September 11th was planned. I'm getting that type of energy. What y'all think? You feel me, fam? I feel like I'm getting some September 11th cooking going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to figure out why is y'all over there messing with them people. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all over there killing them? That man, they taking schools and I mean, they might well say they taking churches, schools, corner stores, Aldi's, Snook, the beauty supply. They got beauty supply Iran. Do you think they got beauty supply over there? They hit the beauty supply, they hit the liquor store, they hit the weed is legal. They hit the dispensary. They hit. It's so bad, Lord. Hear me, feel me. Don't. I'm so bad. I'm talking about it. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Y'all gotta understand. That's what I'm saying, and I feel like. Right, and I think that's big. That's the problem. Hold up, I don't know if y'all know what's going on, but real quick, you know, I got family in here. We members. You know what I'm saying? You can be a member and be on the Zoom with us. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, become a member today. Either or. You can become a member. You get that link, you just pull up, we zooming. Yeah, I see you, you see me. It'll be amazing to actually see you and have a respectful conversation as I am right now with my dog, Chris. And a love within. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. It ain't nothing but love. It's real, it's respect. But at the end of the day, you see it. Oh yeah, you see it. It's real. So what I'm saying is, what we bringing is the difference. Now, let's keep it going. Let's go. Listen to him.
This is not work with each other. Russia is also a permanent member of the Security Council. And we know that they were trying, together with China, to introduce a resolution to the Security Council for the cessation of hostilities.
No, we don't want to hear that. We ain't finna keep just listening to him. If I understood what he was saying, I would. But the fact that his people tried to low-key threaten us, low-key, he tried to threaten us low-key. He threatened us low-key, high-key, and we heard the tone, so we knew what the pitch was. Oh, they know what they doing. Boy, I'm about to call everybody. You hear me? What? I'm about to call everybody. When I say some of the worst of the worst, and see some of these, and you know you got them people that you don't want to call because if you start the smoke, if you start the fire, they can't put it out. You feel me? You feel me? When the smoke, if the fire start, Lord Jesus, I gotta take that back, and I can't stop them, cause it's like the. You hear me? I'm about to. In my mind, I'm setting up a list just so y'all know of fire starters. You hear me? Fire starters, damage hunters, yeah, the deacon, demon worse. I ain't lying. I'm setting up the list, cause I know who's terrible. And I know who won't ever come, and I know I can put, boy, $3 on him, $3 on him, and he don't even care about his life, so he just, you hear me? Because y'all trying to come for us and my people at No Filters, boy, don't play with us in here. We won't have it. Trump, boy, Jesus. Man, what we doing? What are we doing? All right, here we go. Be ready for this, because I don't think nobody really was, but this kind of real. Hit that like button, double tap that.
All right, y'all. Video from Miss Bree Sandoval on TikTok. She says they are setting the stage for the Antichrist. Do not be deceived. 291,000 likes.
Cat in the building.
Let's watch.
This is just a trigger warning, and this is probably going to be a longer video and a very emotional video. I have been following the Lord for some time now, and I have known for a very long time.
What'd you say, Chris? What he out of line? Is he out of line? Yeah, cause Batso said he blocked Robert. He trying to block fam. I felt like been fighting since Genesis. This war real never end. What his name is, fam?
Robert Murray.
He want to play with us tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, see, when we deep in here, we get to get. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you. Listen to me. I didn't change location, so they want to restart me. Cause to be honest with you, at this point, we would have had 1,000 people in here. You hear me? Coming from the other location that we was just at, and I had to switch up. You feel me? So we coming back like we never left. But you know, when the ducks come in, it's different. Cause I was writing something earlier, like, boy, if I hear a quack, better duck me. That's how I tried to start it off. You hear me? If I hear a quack, better duck. But I was thinking about Iran. I just heard about Iran and Russia together, and I'm like, nah, we doing this. If I see a quack, if I hear a quack, better duck, nigga. Ain't that terrible, fam? How that just hit you? Ooh. Boy, listen to me. You better get your survival kit. We're gonna stamp no filters or love within. Let's put this together. This is really real. Your survival kit matters. We need to know what needs to go in it, because again, if anything happens, we have to consider martial law. Okay. Now, we have to explain what martial law is. You feel what I'm saying, fam? We got to really explain what that is, you know what I mean, for fam and them. And then in the midst of that, we got to figure out how to maneuver around martial law to still be able to live. Because at some point, they're going to usher in somebody that's going to make you feel like they can save you from all of this. But I don't really know how bad all of this is going to get. For when, you see what I'm saying? You feel me, man? We don't know how bad it's gonna get for them to actually drop someone in to be like Superman. You know how they do. See, this the Avengers. Bad going on, and then somebody just swoop on in and to save us. I'm telling you, boy. Cause you see what they doing, don't you? Cause you see what they doing, don't you? You see what they doing, don't you?
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't say he got, or somebody tried to assassinate him. Yeah.
Listen to me. Next week, you just did it. And Love Within just gave y'all a sneak peek of next week. You understand? You about to see. It was 2 of them on them, but they didn't put it in the public, and they didn't put it on national news, nor global, nor national. You understand me? But it was 2 of them. Oh yeah, somebody feeling it. Because think about it. When his first term, Trump, they broke into, remember they did the riot? His first term, came to the Washington, came to the White House, everybody going crazy. But then this term, he done created a whole MAGA. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got a MAGA hood. He just created, basically. And then he got everybody, you know what I'm saying, MAGA gang, and everybody doing what he doing. And then all of a sudden, they find out his name in the Epstein file. Oh, then we gonna get an update on them too, because they just said that man just got a direct effect of the Epstein file, but yet they want to see him in a deposition, just like Clinton now. Now, how many of her think right now they're gonna put a deposition on Trump? Press 1 if you think he's gonna get a deposition. Press 1 right now, because let me tell you something. It's really real. It's a list of people being subpoenaed. They just subpoenaed Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi is the normal person that talked for this guy. But they just subpoenaed her because she told Trump that his name was in the files and he act like he didn't. Funny part that we talking about it, even though we be running around about the files, if we keep the files alive, there's a chance. And I ain't no hater. But if we keep the files alive, there's a chance there's some type of justice to be served from that point of view. You understand what I'm saying, fam? Next week, boy, let me tell you, next week, we're going to cook Ellen. We're going to cook T.I. and Tiny. We're going to cook, it's some cooking. It's a lot of gumbo going on next week, boy. You understand me? Because see, and I'm just giving you a sneak peek right now, T.I. and Tiny, people think that T.I. that came out with this and they like, oh, 50 Cent going crazy. But see, 50 after folk, that's just doing people wrong for nothing. And I'm not saying he's perfect. But what I am saying is, if you got millions, why you hating on them? If you got millions, why you taking advantage of people? If you got millions, why are you doing the unthinkable that we keep hearing they keep doing? And that's being trafficking. Your name, why your name in that? Hold up. In my hood, if your name came up that you was with such and such, fat meat with the booty grease, with the double head, with the napping grease, yeah, the one that smell like death, we gonna talk about you later. And if old girl with Krusty that don't wash his ass, but he know he ain't in no grass, but all he doing is smoking, we gonna talk, yeah. So if we hear stuff like this, it's like, oh, hold up, why your name being said like that? I keep hearing Jay-Z, Fat Joe, people like that. They guilty at this point. See, in the hood, once we hear your name, you pretty much kind of cook. Unless you can literally clear your name. You feel what I'm saying? Why would your name come up with this? PDF files. You feel me? Trafficking. Why is your name coming up, fam? That's the day and age we in. Why? Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Listen to me. Pay attention.
The spiritual world that we live in. When people talk about the spiritual realms and the satanic rituals, when they talk about selling their soul to the devil, when they talk about the Illuminati, when they talk about the elites in positions of power that do satanic rituals to continue to gain control and power. When we started talking about Pizzagate 10 years ago and we were laughed at, I have known for so long what has been happening. And God has removed the veil to people who are not even spiritual, people who are not Christians, people who don't believe in God. God has removed the veil, and you cannot ignore evil anymore. You cannot ignore the atrocities that are happening. And please listen to me because this is so important. The world is being set, the stage is being set for the Antichrist to come and take over. There is a reason that these files were allowed to be released. There is a reason that the uproar is barely happening. They are allowing us to see just how evil people are and just how much evil has been going on for decades. This is not new. Whistleblowers have been silenced for decades. And what they are doing, you guys, there's something that has shifted in the atmosphere. There's something that has shifted in the spirit for people, we the people, those who are not in positions of power. We are angry. We are furious at the injustice that is happening at the hands of the most powerful people in this world. And I want you guys to be very careful because this is when the deception is really going to start. Remember, they only allow us to see the things that they want us to see. This is a controlled narrative. They allowed us to see these things for a reason, and they're still protecting certain people for a reason. Because we as society, we've reached a point where we don't want a Democrat and we don't want a Republican. We no longer trust in anybody in a position of power. We see the evil behind both parties. It's not about red versus blue anymore. We live in a spiritual world, and the devil is the ruler of this earth. Jesus is the king of the universe. Jesus sits on the throne, but currently the devil is the ruler of this earth. That is why there is so much pain. That is why there is so much suffering. Because he still sits on the throne of this earth. And we have free will. So what has happened is the government has allowed us to see what is happening behind the scenes so that we can get mad. This is by design. All of this is by design. Society is growing weary, and when society grows weary, they are looking for a savior. I've seen so many videos, people saying, what are we going to do? Who are we going to vote for? What can we do to stop this? Nothing's going to happen. No one's getting arrested. What is happening? And this is exactly what they want us to do. And this is a righteous anger. But what they are going to do, and I need you guys to be prepared for this, they are going to usher somebody in who is going to be the Antichrist. And he is going to come in with all of the answers. He is going to seem like he is the savior. He is going to seem like he comes to bring justice, and he comes to take out all of the bad people. This is going to be the biggest deception of mankind. The Bible tells us that the Antichrist is going to deceive everybody into thinking that he is their savior and that he has all the answers. But the Antichrist is the devil himself. So please pay very, very close attention to what happens here in the next few years, in the next few months. Who rises to power? Who claims that they're going to fix things? This is when you need to use your discernment. This is when you need to be in relationship with God, with Jesus, so that he can teach you and show you and give you discernment on who to trust and who not to trust. Because they are setting the stage for us. That is what they're doing in releasing these files and getting us upset and allowing us to see the evil going on. The stage is being set for somebody to come in with all the answers, which is going to be the Antichrist. You guys, the spiritual realm, the veil is lifted, right? The devil is not showing, the devil is not hiding anymore. He is in front of our faces. He is loud. He is proud. But we know how this story ends. We know how the story ends. Be prayed up. Do not be deceived by who comes and says that they're going to save you and that they're going to bring justice. You need to be able to discern somebody's fruit from what they are saying out of their mouth. This is an extremely crucial time that we are living in this world. People are not asleep anymore, but people are also desperate for answers, and people are desperate for justice. And when somebody comes along that is offering the answers that they think that they want and the justice that they think that they want, that is the time that deception is going to be the biggest deception of this history. And I know this because the Bible tells us. And the Bible's prophecies have been 100% accurate. Now is not the time to not have a relationship with God. Now is not the time to play with your salvation. Now is not the time to just think that anybody who comes in the name of God is actually somebody good. The Bible says that the devil disguises himself as an angel of light. I don't know what needs to happen. I know that this world needs Jesus. I know that we need to turn away from our sins. I know that we need to repent. But we are in a crucial moment. And people that do not know God, you are going to be deceived. Because without the Holy Spirit within you, without Jesus guiding you and telling you and giving you discernment, you are going to be deceived by the devil himself. Ephesians 6:12 says, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against strongholds and principalities of this dark world and the rulers of this dark world. The rulers of the dark world. The people in power, the devil, the celebrities, the elite, the politicians, Hollywood. It is worldwide. We need a miracle. And at this point, you cannot stop biblical prophecy. You cannot stop the rapture from happening. You cannot stop Jesus from coming back for his church. You cannot stop what the book of Revelation explains is going to happen. You cannot stop the tribulation from happening. We are on track for all of that any day now. Any day. And I don't know how long Jesus is going to hold out on withholding his wrath from this earth because of how wicked it is. Now is not the time to play with your salvation. Now is not the time to just wander around aimlessly. Be intentional about your walk with God. Be discerning, pray, read your Bible so that you are not deceived. Because something major is about to shift again once more in the spirit, and somebody is going to step into the scene and is going to deceive a lot of people. Please stay prayed up, you guys.
she makes a good point. Like, I don't trust nobody. I don't even know if I trust myself at this point. I don't even know if I trust myself at this point.
I'm ready to
Definitely don't trust no Democrat. Definitely don't trust no Republican. Definitely don't trust no politician.
No, I'm coming
At this point. At this point. Especially you look at the files, right?
I can be it tomorrow.
And I haven't even gone through maybe less than 3% of the files. Maybe. And I'm talking about the recent release, because there was a release prior to the recent release. But there's still probably about 50% of the files that are outstanding that have not been released as of yet, right? So I'm not sure how many of you guys watched the video that I posted on my other channel. But the Jeffrey Epstein situation, the files, all of it, everything that is included, like, it's deeply spiritual. Deeply spiritual. And like I said, I'm not sure how many of y'all watched the video that I posted on my other channel. I don't really be checking the analytics like that. So I don't know how that video is performing or whatnot. But I would recommend you go and watch that video. I just posted it. It's about Jeffrey Epstein, and I mentioned like Diddy in it because people in the comments were talking about Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein. I would recommend you go watch that video. If you are prepared to really uncover and look at just a small glimpse of what is included in those files. It is deeply spiritual. It is deeply sacrificial. And I talked about this on stream. I talked about this on my other channel. But, you know, you look at these types of stories involving sacrifice, involving potential consumption of humans. You look at these stories, all prevalent within the Epstein files, right? And the impact to children and the harm of children. And you think about why people would do this and how could something like this happen? And she mentioned it. This has been going on for decades, but I'll even take it a step further. This has been going on for centuries. And I don't know if there's a measure of time above and beyond centuries, but if there is, it's been going on for that amount of time. It's been going on for an extremely long time. This level of depravity, this level of evilness. I mean, just look at one example. You go back to the Roman Empire, you go back to Sparta. Take a look at some of the things that they would do in order to ensure that they would be powerful amongst their neighbors and enemies. Take a look at some of the rituals that they would perform. Take a look at what they would do to children. Take a look at the sacrifices that they would make to their gods. And ask yourself, why would they do that? Well, it oftentimes always comes back to the same core reasons: power, influence, and success.
Now, what he just said is the realest thing you could ever understand. Because think about it. If we all are the same, meaning humans, and we all don't have no place, then at some point you would think that we have to have power. We have to have influence. Because think about it even today. Any artist or anybody or anything that's going on is fighting for the journey of power, the journey of happiness, which is that. But in fact, it's happiness considers influence, because if you're happy, you're going to do things that influence others. You get what I'm saying? So power will come. But the influence part of it is so much more realer, because in my mind, I really believe that you know nothing because you're a human. So the power you need and the influence, just to come in, have you come. Think about it. If you came up in a family that was rich, powerful, and royalty, you would be thinking that too. But then you come up in the hood, you come up in the projects, you come up in a trailer, you come up in something that just ain't right. You're thinking power as well. How many people's story that say they came from this but got to that, or they came from nothing but became something? I mean, that's pretty much what it is. You're just a human in the world that wanna be okay, live okay, be happy, everything that good. That's good, basically, right? So it's different, fam, when we sitting there talking about, because I really feel what he's saying. That's kind of what it is. That's the endless pursuit. I need to put that on the shirt. Endless pursuit. Man, yeah. Because when it's an endless pursuit, what you doing? I mean, think about, man, everything behind me right now, this screen, this ain't nothing but just material, man. This making up the pursuit of happiness in my own way. I told you, I've been through something really for real. My daughter went through something, I just pressed play. And now we're here. 2026, we're here, zooming with a love within. My dog, Chris, here with my fam and No Filters. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. You see how that happened? It naturally is in me for you to become a member because that's what it is. But it's just how it just happened. So this right now, when we're talking about an endless pursuit of humans trying to be that, right now, the only thing that really stood out to me was the verse when she said about when he, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and rulers. But she never said rulers in high places. That's how that verse ends. Yeah. Rulers in high places. The reason why high places matter, stupid, is because if you was a ruler and you was just in a place that didn't even matter, nobody would even see you as a ruler. You could be a ruler, but it's not in a high place, so nobody sees your reign. Yeah. If you're not a ruler in a high place, nobody sees your reign. I pray somebody here know what that means. The word reign. See, all artists have had a reign. All artists. The real artists have all had their reign when they came in the game. Okay? We can go down a list of everybody that had their reign when they came in. They had their segment. I'm thinking about Jeezy right now. And it's funny because when I think about Jeezy, or I think about Eminem, or you could just think about 50 Cent, or you could think about T.I. You could think about Nicki Minaj, right? Think about Drake's reign. Kendrick reign when he came in didn't hit hard, but he was like, he had that, what was that song he had when he came out? What Kendrick had when he came out? That's what it was? Yeah. But he was already going like J. Cole's reign. Oh, yeah. My fault. Lil Wayne's reign. Yeah, I said that. Yeah. The point I'm making, fam, is that, again, you have to be a ruler in a high place to reign. So these rulers in high places never thought, and I'm going to be real, my mom was taking us to church, but we wasn't thinking that the word of God really was meaning like today. You know, you talking about like back in the day, because they were talking like people, this guy's name, they went through this. But back in the day, they didn't have this type of shirt, this jewelry, this hat, this technology. They had none of this. They was walking around in bed sheets, in curtains, fam. What we doing? They was walking around in curtains and bed sheets, and they was in cabins. That's what it is. They wash them. They ain't got no dial. You understand what I'm saying? They ain't washing with none of that. Ain't no dub. Ain't no dial. Ain't no Bath and Body Works. None of it, fam. It was water. Yeah. What do you say, Chris? No shoes, fam. Walking around with just, boy, you talking about the strongest. Okay. The level of skin on that feet, boy. Don't get stumped out. Don't get stumped out by them back in the day, boy. They feet feel like bricks. Fam said they had the wooden sand. Coming down. Coming down. Coming down. Fam said the wooden sand. Cause how you walking with the... I can't believe that. With the wood joints, man. Like, what are those? Of the wood joints, man. That get you back and forth, G. Like, what? Oh my God. Listen to me, boy. You better hit that button. You try to learn something. Fam say them wooden sandals had them like that. Let me tell you something about this brick foot. You hear me? That brick feet, boy, is different, boy. That's what they was on. But I'm just trying to, they was built different. Every day. So thank you. So when I say that, I'm just saying, like, we can't talk about it because it's like those was the times. That's what they was doing. That's what they was living in. But as we see today, if you had read the word of God and what it was saying, like that's really true now today. It makes you really actually go back and read it now and be like, oh man, that's what he meant. Or that's what it was. Or that's what it is. Or that's what we doing. Or that's what's finna come. Or that's what we need to do because that's what's finna happen. That's the thing. Some people don't want to be religious. Some people don't want to believe in nothing. Some people don't even want to be labeled. I think the biggest problem is even if you think that you didn't have to be religious or labeled. Let's talk about common sense for a second. Give it a minute. If you can read the Bible and it tells you there's a pathway to heaven and a broad way to hell. It's just common sense for a minute. Because even the dumbest person in her right could probably comprehend. If you knew what a pathway was, and then you knew what a broad way is, that'll actually give you a lining of understanding. How many people are going this way on the broad way? And how many people are going on the pathway? Yeah. So, if you don't want to be religious or you don't want to be like God, this, God, fine, cool. But you could just take a couple of situations out of what he said and just kind of put common sense to it and say, wow, that makes sense. Because something about that is going to manifest itself within time. I've always spoke about the times that we living in. There was medieval times. There was before Christ, after Christ. There was Sparta. There was the Game of Thrones time. Just like he was speaking, because those times, see, if we go down that road about those times, you need to thank God that your mama didn't live to have you in those times. Because a lot of you would never survive or even fathom what you needed to do to be here today. Because in those times, fam, there was nothing. People was waking up, going to sleep in the field. Wherever they ended up at, that's where they was at. Go to sleep, hold up, my bad. Wherever they was at, they would find wood, create fire, create a place to chill, to sleep in broad night light. Where the wilderness, bugs, women in here can't even take a mosquito. And you talking about you, what? Oh. Boy, the women back then was barbarians. Barbarians, fam. What? You ever had love with a barbarian? Cause what's that about? What you gonna hold on to? Just what? Warrior. It's a warrior against a barbarian. What? That's what the life was. You had women in barbarian mode trying to survive, and still had to be who they had to be because they had kids still. See, back then there wasn't no condoms. My fault. Somebody's stupid. I know no condoms. It wasn't nothing. It was me and you. Oh, you like me, I like you. I think we something. We finna have a child. See, back then you couldn't. There was no abortion, none of that. It was just flat out. I see you, you see me. This is what we doing. And either we gonna create the bloodline to make our names live on, to create a tree. See, none of y'all could have never survived trying to create a tree because you don't even care about your seed. How you gonna create a tree and you don't even care about the seed that it started with? You couldn't have survived back then. The men and women that had to create a name, they had to, listen to me, they had to have relations with someone to make their family name grow, to make the bloodline become. Why? Because they were some of the first people here. They were some of the first humans around. So they was more fighting about power, influence, and loyalty. Because everything, see, back then, a love within, they'd have been like, you would have introduced yourself like, hey, I'm a love within of South Carolina. I'd have been like, I'm Dealatofficial of St. Louis. Chris would have been like, I'm Chris of North Carolina. Yes, how are you? That's what it would have been. Back in the day, you was of whatever you was. If your mama had something going on with another man and they wasn't married and that was your daddy, you know you was a BASTARD. And they was calling you that first hand. Because they wanted you to know that you're of nobody. If it wasn't companion and unity, you just was, somebody had you because they had you. But if they wanted to change your name because of what your fight was and what you did, that's how serious it was. So I'm just speaking about how serious back then and where we came from. Because if you really understood how they was fighting to make people live and make and create a bloodline, today we're fighting to kill and get rid of bloodlines. We are here to eliminate, not create. That's the times we in. However many decades there was ago or generations, you see the difference in trying to create life and now trying to take life. You get what I'm saying, fam? And it's sad because we're here, but you don't even understand your existence. I'm gonna ask you this real quick. What's after this? Oh no, I'm gonna give anybody the floor. What's after this?
That's a good question.
I'll wait. I'm gonna get my shit right now. I'm gonna wait on it. Cause what's after this? No, I wanna hear. Give me your best answer right now in the chat. What's after this? No, go ahead, tell me. What's after this?
I'm gonna say eternal. Eternal life.
See, when you got people in here that's smart, it's hard to have conversations because they cut you off in the midst of it. A love within just said eternal life. Listen to me. Before her saying that, I would have asked you, whatever you came up with was after that.
Before her saying that, I would have asked you.
Woo! Am I tripping?
Nah.
Before she said, but see, even in what she said, eternal life, I'ma still ask you, what's after that?
Eternal never ends, though.
That's what they told. That's what they see. What's funny is that's what they told us. Eternal means never ending. Always means.
I think different realms that we gonna travel.
See, it's people that believe that. This is like the sixth life of living in existence now. You understand that?
Unless they trying to do another reset, man.
Right. So it's kind of crazy because when they said the first word ended in flood, am I right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Think about this for a second. If you look at my background, and then you look at your background, and then you look at your background, shit don't even matter.
Right.
Because if they saying that this existence is only just, you know, temporarily, what you gonna come back as? That's what. Do you believe that they finna reset for us to come back in a different space? Tell me right now what you think. Do you believe that? I need to know. Because you have people that believe that it's about to reset. The tribulation finna come. I don't know if y'all read the Bible, but something about rapture. Have you ever heard of the rapture? Let me know what you think that is in your words, Chris. What you think the rapture is in your words? Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, I think it is like I was saying, that reset, man, but it could be a multiple things, man.
I got a clear view on what they were saying it would be. A love within, what you feel the rapture is.
I'm gonna go back to saying eternal life. So I feel like we here to fulfill a purpose, and if we don't spiritually understand that purpose, then I feel like we maybe reincarnated back here to start
Over
in a
again.
different life. You know, everything wiped out. You don't know that you was here before. You could be whatever animal, whatever case. I wouldn't say animal, but I mean it could happen.
Meaning like coming back in a form, some type of form.
Right, correct. So I feel like if you don't understand your path of your purpose in life, you know, like I said, spiritually, because you know we all are spirits. You know, we all have the God, well, I ain't gonna pick religious, but whatever. But I feel like if you don't fulfill that your purpose, you will be reincarnated back here to get it. I mean,
To figure it out again.
yeah, I believe too. I believe that too.
Okay, now, that's the movie Tyrone.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, Chris, you better tell her right now. You better tell her right now. Because if she didn't, make sure she put that on the list. Tyrone, put, what's the other one? Alter Carbon, A Love Within. Tyrone on your list, Alter Carbon on your list.
You said that last night, yeah.
True Blood, you already seen True Blood?
No, I don't think I seen
True Blood on your list, all three of them. Hit that like button, double tap that screen right now. Understand what's going on. Kat just said reincarnation. Shout out to Kat. Now, Kat was like, it's going to be some moderators that need to be up in here. You feel me? Because folk coming in acting like they ain't who they is. You feel me? And they different. And we're not going to go through that. So listen to me, man. We're going to get it popping. I'm going to end up having to put in position because you got to be a member. And we want to make sure everything in play because I know Kat will cancel everybody if they tripping. Yeah, and then we ain't going to have nobody in. Ain't the right Kat, she ain't going to play with you. But if that the case, it's different because I cut y'all right now. Boy, don't play with her. That's real. Yeah, she like, you heard what she said. So yeah, that's what I said. We're going to make you a moderator. Just check in before you cancel life. Before you get rid of people, just say something to somebody, Lord. But shout out to my panel, and that's what I'm saying. Shout out to my panel, Love Within, my dog Chris. Listen to me. They just told you. Love Within, believe, listen, if you don't fulfill your purpose, you might be coming back again, but not in this form. You could come back in a different position, in a different state, a different body, a different being. Okay?
Yep.
Shout out to Chris saying that he believes what is to come is to come. But I would say this. I truly believe, I believe that I believe, and this is real. This is what I really believe. I believe that there is a day that will come and all will have to knee and all will have to bow to acknowledge God in his form. You hear me? And I believe that when that day comes that we all will have to acknowledge and say that he is God and God Almighty in our face, I believe that that day, when it comes, I believe that what comes with that is that rapture that we're talking about, how you're going to be left here.
Yeah.
The only reason I believe it is because think about it. What in the Bible is a lie? What in the Bible has he lied about? What in the Bible that has been written but hasn't either come to pass or is not showing itself in the present? Let me say that again. What in the Bible that hasn't come to pass but not showing itself in the present? Because everything that we've read, either we're using it or living by it presently. And if we're not, we believe in it to come to pass. Why would the words trials and tribulations be in the Bible and yet you live in your life? You ain't going through trials and tribulations? I mean, there's so many things I can just point out. But think about it for a second. Your ass wouldn't even thought of. Oh, my bad. Like, you wouldn't even be here if he and she didn't even pop off. So think about that for a second. Everything that's written in there was already ordained. So when I get back to that word, ordained, you probably want to put that on a shirt because things that are ordained are definitely before you. And I don't think people understand that. Things that are ordained will always be before your time and before you. Speech, spake, understanding, whoever coming from whatever's just whatever. Ordained mean it was written before you even did it. And that's kind of making you feel a little weird, but that tells you that you're not a God because you don't even know nothing but what you do in the present. You can discern. You can have a feeling in your spirit to leave a room that feels bad, but that don't mean you know the future or what's going to happen in the next minute. You can't tell nobody, oh, step to the left because something finna fall on your right. What? The point I'm trying to make, fam, what are you believing in that's more than you that's going to get you where you need to be? Because if it was up to you, I'm finna cuss. If it was up to you, you may be stuck exactly where you are forever. What are you believing in that's more than you? Because if you had the power to move things, change outcomes, and make minds and be influenced, you would be an alien, a mutant. So I'm asking, what do you believe in that's going to make you or save you from what's coming? That's the biggest question. Because if it was up to you, you would just sit in your house and keep reading, watching, and listening, but yet you would never still know what to do. So that means you're just going to pass away. You're going to be on that Broadway? No dumbass. You're going to be on the Broadway or the pathway?
Pathway.
Because even if you ain't in no religion stuff or believe in something, that's just common sense. Is you going Broadway or pathway, fam? Like this, what we doing? You know what I'm saying, fam? You feel me? Like, let's be real. If it's only just this and that, come on, man. Like, which way you going, man? Because I ain't finna follow them. I ain't never been no follower. I've been a leader. And I ain't gonna lie, when I feel like I'm doing something that's too close to something, I still gotta, like, break out of it. Because it's just too much over there. Or it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it, oh, that's what y'all doing? Now, listen, don't get me wrong. If I see 2, 3, 4 people start running this way, shit, I'm gonna start running that way too, boy. I'm gonna follow the cut. Yeah, don't play with me. When I got to follow, I know when to follow. You better hear me today. I know when to follow. Tell your partner them, I know when to follow. Because at the end of the day, huh? You better tell me something right now up in there. Tell your friend, your neighbor, your partner, whoever on the side of you, I know when to follow. Because at the end of the day, I'm not a follower, I'm a leader. And Lord knows I can't do nothing but lead. It's in me. But if I see 2 or 3, if I see 1, I'm sorry, where I come from, if I see 1, that 2 is going, huh? Don't let us be somewhere, we at the skating ring, let me see 1. And just get up and, you're at the skating ring, just 1. You feel me? Like you look, yeah. What they do, fam talking to me, we drinking juice. And fam talking to me, we drinking juice. We said, yeah, yeah, what's up with you? What they like? Yeah, I know. And I'm gonna get to it. Don't get out the way. You feel me? I'm gonna give it a look, and I'm gonna just, when we looking my juice box, what you say? Yeah, I know. I was over there with Dan. I just seen Tatum that came back with. Yeah, I'm with you, fam. We just gonna get on to it. Don't do it, boy. What? My mama could be. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did put that together the other day when I. Yeah, when I did what I found. Boy, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it off. Don't talk to me, Lord. Don't let some. Don't play with her. Don't let it happen. I'm coming around, boys. Hey, and I'm in church, and God said what the deacon did. What the minister? All right, well, let's get to it. Well, let's get to it. If that will happen, Lord, save us later. We about to save us later, Lord. We about to save us. Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, don't do it, because I'm the one. I look left, right. When I'm riding, I can be driving and just make a right. Let's make a right. Because everybody going this way. Where y'all going? Because something ain't right. Boy, I'm telling you, fam. Yeah. Better get some water. Don't do it. I'm going to break it up. I'm going to get to it, boy. Everybody get out the way. Hit that like button, double tap. We in here. We need. I'm in here with my fam, boy. We don't play that shit over here. If you walking quick, I'm looking at your feet. Well, you walking? Let me look. Let me see. Oh, okay, they just went to the stove. Fine, all right, let me let go. I'm in the whole car and they walking fast. You remember, I'm in the car and they walking fast. What they walk? Go that way, fam, because something ain't right. Something ain't right. Yeah, you gotta hit me today. What? Yeah. Hit that like button, double tap, boy. Find yourself, man. Get you something to eat. Hey, I'm telling you. If you see something, get to it. Don't let it go by you. It's all I keep talking about, a starting point for fam and them, because you go here, you see that, and you just let it happen. No, that's not me. I've always, hold up. What's that? What we doing? No. Okay. Why? They did it. Who? When? Hi. Oh, stop. I'm giving out strong messages without a sense. Huh? No. Look. Stop. Why? Is they okay? Let me get to it. Boy, you better gather yourself. You better get yourself. Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna hop out the car. You ever been in the car, see people running over? I got to get out there. Which way we going? Because it ain't right. We hop out, fam. Let me get to it. I can't be stuck. Jesus, I'm telling you, y'all, I can't. Hit that like button, boy. We here to save your life. You better run when you see me run together as a unit. We need to as a unit. You hear me? Hit it. Now, you heard what happened. You know what's going on. Be aware. We at war. Huh? Tell it, Chris. We at war. Boy, it's so hard to even say that. When Obama, we at war. I'm just, fam, we at war. Like, you know, what you on, fam? Shit, chilling, we sit back. I just got done rolling. What you on? Nothing. What they do today? Nothing. We at war. Yeah, just chilling. But we about to go over there to Sam and them and, you know, post up. How you eat? Yeah. How you get it to somebody? Like, how do you receive it? How you deliver that to somebody? I hate for folk, because I'm going to be real. Fam and them that locked up, they got cell phones now, man. Like, locked up ain't being locked up no more. You trip out that? Locked up ain't locked up no more, huh? Locked up ain't locked up no more, boy. Everybody, they got beepers. They got beepers. You hear me? They ain't got just two-way. They got beepers, three-way, two-way, every way. You hear me? Ain't no way. They got every way. And you supposed to be shut down from the world, but you still open to the world. Forgive me for everybody incarcerated. I'm just saying, today is different. You hear me, fam? Something about it ain't right. So I would say even more. Right now, if they allow this to happen for real, and the love within said we need bunkers, who really willing to go that far? Because either you believe this is really gonna happen, or you got land. Because you're gonna have to put a link in where we can see them bunkers, because we're gonna have to get protection. You understand what I'm saying? Because at some point, we ain't got, and I'm gonna be real, if they was asking for people to be recruited in the armed services, and if they asking now, that should almost tell you they don't really have what they keep acting like they got. They feel like they got the best army in the world, enough people, everything. You feel what I'm saying? How many branches of services is it? Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force.
I think that's it. Then you got probably some special ops and stuff like that. But
What's the people they send in when something go down in the hood? What them folk they send in when they in the hood, when they was National Guard?
there you go, yeah.
Now who is them?
Yeah, they're part of
Who is the national? No, fam said SWAT.
I see somebody put his face.
Cause why they say? Boy ain't been through nothing. Man says SWAT. Really? I said when they go down in the hood, he said SWAT. My fault, man. That was the wrong. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. You telling the truth, man. You right. In the hood, when it goes down, they do send in SWAT. But I'm saying like in the city, when it's disrupted, who they send in? National Guard. Am I right? Is that right? A little within my dog Chris, they send National Guard. So, so really it's 4. Why they say it's like 6 branches? How many branches? It's only 4, right? Like military, Air Force, Navy, Marines. And then I'm thinking National Guard was 1, so I'm thinking that's 5. Shit, you might well call the Secret Service 6, basically, because y'all could just call them, but they ain't doing nothing but dealing with them folk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so yeah, that's what I meant by, I'm like, how many, you know, who is who? And I'm thinking like, at this point right now, are they using all the branches? See, in war, I don't know. And I would urge, or if I was in front of the computer, I would Google it right now. My setup is on.
They used to do, because they put people in the water, they put, you know, Air Force in the air.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, yeah, because I'm gonna Google that. Like, how do they, when they do war, do they send Air Force first, or like the Navy first, or like, you know what I'm saying? Army go first.
Yeah.
I know I got an Army veteran in here. Fam says 5 Army, Navy, Marines, Army, Coast Guard, Air Force. Coast Guard. I said National Guard. Coast Guard, fam.
Yeah.
Fam says she a part of the Red Cross. Kiana, shout out to you. Hit that like. Let me tell you something. When you come in here, hit that like button, double tap that screen, become a member today. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, family. There's no filters here. We real. This live. This is life. Become a member. Fam said she a Coast Guard. Fam said it's 4 branches: Army, Marines, Navy, Coast Guard. Y'all trip off that? That what they said, Love Within, that what they said?
Yeah.
Okay. Navy. So, the Navy, the first person to get it. I thought it was the Army, though. Like, I'm just saying the Navy.
Because the Marines be the ones with the swords and all that, you know, they come in.
Marine, they different. Yeah, they like the. I don't even think they seen no action. Like, they probably ain't never seen no action for real, because if you got to see them, they like samurais or something, fam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fam said Delta Force is greater than the Navy SEAL. Oh, we poppin'. I'm finna call Lil Ricky Nim, and we got Delta Force. Gee, how they coming? What they got in? What fam say right here? Oh, they had a tornado warning. Oh no, Jesus Lord, this dude. They tornado warning. I ain't gonna lie, in my city it's hot. Like you come outside no shirt right now, literally. I'm like, how we go snow then no shirt? Hey, listen to me. It's some people called the NWCAP. They are a company that's within the branches, but they have to do with like weather. Where they can manipulate the weather.
Yeah, tell them with their heart, yeah.
Did you see me?
Yeah.
I said, what? One day here in the loop, it was looking like it is right now. And then all of a sudden, within 15 minutes, I'm standing on the back deck. And we look up, and it's looking like darkness, tornadoes coming. You hear me? All of a sudden, let me tell you the outcome of what happened. All of a sudden, boy, I said I had to hightail it out of there, because the way it came about on me like that, it got me up and put me to the side, and then it threw us in the house. You hear me? Let me tell you about it. It grabbed me so fast, I had to breathe. And then I had to get water to juice up, you hear me, just to go back, just to stand. And then I found out that it took the whole St. Louis city. Oh, I know you wasn't waiting on that. It took the whole St. Louis city, you hear me? It took my city, fam. I got a new record that's finna come out. In there I say the whole city gone ground zero. It's a World War III, niggas ain't been free. Smoking on the 3-5 ain't been knee. Working on a deadline, digging 6 feet. Fuck freedom of speech. If you can't speak free, it's the end of the world for you boys and your girls. Where your lunch money, here come Debo. Where the real G's at, where the heroes. Yeah. That's what come with the new situation. But I'm only saying it because that really happened. It is ground zero in St. Louis City right now. You can't find a place to stay. You can't find a place to breathe. And if some came, you couldn't find a place to duck. You hear me? It's wiped out. And this was all because of the weather. One day that looked like sunshine and it turned into straight up tornado, G. And you wouldn't have fathomed, you wouldn't even have thought, but then all of a sudden, this company comes in and swoops up all of this land.
So they destroy so they can come on in. Yep.
See, you know we read the headline. You know we read in between the lines. You hear me?
Right. They trying to make them smart cities, man.
We read the in between the line. When I found out that part, we knew that this was orchestrated. And I gotta pull words like that out of the bag right quick. Orchestrated. You know it was orchestrated. It wasn't designed, it was orchestrated. But yet if we say that, then we gotta deal with problems. But it ain't even about conspiracy theories. It's just about common sense today. You feel me, fam? That's it. Just common sense. That like button, we still here. We ain't tripped. We only here on the strength. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Listen to me today. Don't forget, one member, one woman, one man. We'll win. Bam! Raffle. T-shirt, fam. You see it, your color. I ain't put the hoodies up right now, but we got the hoodies, the sweatshirts, and the T-shirts, my G. One woman, one man definitely will win. A No Filters hoodie or T-shirt signed by your boy Dealatofficial. Sponsored by Nene Love Savvy TV in the building. You know what it is. There's only one way to do it and one way to do it only. Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. with your boy Dealatofficial and my fam. Here at No Filters. We here to save your life. It's the reason why you're here. You tap in, but you don't tap out because you care about your life. You care about your kids. And I tell you again, we here to inform, understand, and be aware that if it walk like a, talk like a, we know what it is. And when you come in here, it's duck hunting season and we waiting for somebody to quack so we can put them out. You understand? At the end of the day, it's a reason for you to be here. Everything is only, to me, everything is meant to be. Let me say that again. To me, everything is meant to be. There's no coincidence to anything. Even if it's a problem because something. Problems will occur in your life for something good to happen. And I think you don't understand. Without good, my fault. Without bad, you don't see good. When a problem occurs, you need to thank God because after that storm, here comes the sunshine. It's reasons we have to connect everything together. Because truly, I know what I read and what I believe. And I'm going to tell you this now. I never said I was a preacher. I never said to tell you what to do. I only give you the water. And it's up to you to drink it. That's what I do. That's what we do. My fam, here at No Filters, we give you the water only for you to drink it, fam. That's it. We can set the tone, we can set the pitch, we can set the temperature of the water, but we can't make you put your face in it and drink it. For you to take that nourishment for your body, for you to understand what we need to know. I truly believe that all things work together for the good. All things. Bad, good, ugly, worse, case, whatever. I'm going to tell you this too. You can protect yourself as much as you want. But whatever God has ordained for you, you will go through it. And I thought you thought that you didn't want to because you don't want to feel nothing or go through pain or go through suffering or go through negative or just go through something that just don't feel good. But I'm here to tell you, go through the fire so you can break that coat. Because whatever that is that's ordained for you is to make you better. It's only one way to do it. Straight through it. Because going around it, you may cause that thing to come up in a different season that it wasn't ordained for. And now, you are combining confusion and chaos with order. Order is what already has been designed in your life, but yet you don't want to go through it. So you delay it. You postpone it. But it's ordained. And because of that, it's going to come up again back around that corner. And it might come up at the wrong time. It might come up at a time that you wasn't really ready for it because you had that going. But when God gave you the time for it to happen, it was the right time because you had nothing else going on. Just so you can deal with that and that only. And I've learned this shit over time. Me and my brother be talking all the time. We just going through the fire. He be like, what's up with you? Ain't nothing, man, going through the fire, but we all good. What's up? Or my other fam be like, I'm going through the fire, but I ain't gonna get burned. You don't normally hear people talk like that. I'm going through the fire, but I ain't gonna get burned. What's up? What we doing? You feel me? Meaning they don't even want to tell you what they going through, but they know what they going through. You hear me? Because I'm going to tell you something. It ain't a soul on this earth that ain't going through shh.
Right, bro.
I can tell you 5 things right now, and that's crazy. But you'll almost thank God for what you're going through, because if you standing on the side of somebody, Chris, at your job that you know ain't been through shh, boy, you gonna be like,
Alright. Real.
in that moment, you almost thank God for what you've been through. You hear me?
Yep.
Because you can align yourself to know that if you was like that, you wouldn't survive. You better hear me today. Kiana, hear me. Become a member, Kiana. You still here right now. You better hear me. Those are the moments where you value what you've been through, a love within. You hear me? I ain't lying. When you see on the side of this right here, you like, what? You didn't know peanut butter go with jelly? Who is fam? Like, who is this? Alien? Who is this? You didn't know jelly pink? You didn't know? That's what I'm saying, man. Like, we got that. Like, the simplest form of that is what that is. When you realize you just got to thank God what you've been through. Those are the moments. Because you like, boy, I've been through that. I had to eat just peanut butter and jelly, nothing else. That's all we had. And we probably didn't have peanut butter. Probably didn't have the jelly. One or the other. And if we didn't have it, it was just bread. I ain't gonna lie. I used to just smash bread and bash it. You better hear me. I ain't even need what I need. Give me the bread, man. I just gonna mud it, and I'm gonna just murder it. You feel me? I'm gonna just be heavy, and I'm gonna be full. I used to just get to me. You feel? Cause I ain't gonna go through it, and we ain't gonna starve around this month. Hey, if I got to put that cereal in the cup, let's get it together. We've been through something, boy. And we thank God, because I'm telling you something. Without them times, I ain't gonna lie, that's foundation. You know, because without foundation, you just have no stand. You feel me? You stand on nothing without foundation. Even if your shit was rough, sick, terrible, oh my God, I wouldn't wish this on the next man. You still have foundation that you was built on. You hear me? Because I know people straight out the projects and they got a bag right now. And they do not look like what they've been through. You hear me? A piece of what they've been through, they don't even see. And you got to know what's real in those moments, man. People, I know folk ain't been through what they've been through, and they've been through a lot, but they don't look like it because of what they came out of. So I'm just saying right now, man, hear me and hear me well. World War III is in effect, and we are hearing bombs. And it's sad because we don't even know what to do. These are the moments where I really care about us being family and here, because we don't really know what to do. We don't have a direction. Can't nobody just wake up and be like, oh yeah, we good, let's do this tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We straight. Like, this is what we gonna do. But the ideal that we have some type of support for one another, that's how we get through them all. And shout out to A Love Within, speaking about things that we may need or things we need to jot down to keep ourselves together. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that because again, when fam said, hey, this is any day now. This ain't next week, mother. This any day now. Oh man, when I heard that.
You know, like they trying to get to that 2030 quicker than it's supposed to be, huh?
Yeah, fam, and I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. To get to 2030, I know that 27, 28, 29 look a little, ooh, whoa, fam.
We don't know what that's gonna look like, fam.
And we in March.
Exactly.
Like March is here. Like we here.
Yeah.
April, May, June.
What's our next major holiday?
Well, 4th of July.
4th of July. Yeah, that's the next major holiday. 4th of July.
We got Memorial Day in May.
Yeah.
But like 4th of July is the big kaboom.
Yeah.
Like we you know, Memorial Day, we finna go barbecue. I don't care where we at, wherever you doing, we finna get it in. But like 4th of July, those was holidays where people had to check out. It was holidays where people had to live in. It was different, but that's the next major, the world finna kaboom bow. So I feel like Independence, ain't that like Independence?
Yeah.
Don't that represent Independence Day?
Yeah.
At least with air quotations, you know.
Right. So is we really coming outside to like what we doing? Because something gonna happen.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm so glad you brought that up right now. I was far from thinking that, fam. Next holiday, something going down. I was trying to figure out when the next, huh?
I say either the holiday or near the holiday.
Yeah.
Either near or after.
Cause even this New Year, I didn't know what really happened this New Year, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to have been some attacks.
But then I seen that they had that tower thing that represented, you know, their religion and the stuff that they own. That stuff that we seen. You feel what I'm saying? So Easter.
Oh yeah, that's coming up, yeah.
Shout out Kiana. Easter. She said, I'm cooking for real. Where you at with the cooking? Easter is what's coming. Now, we just watched the video about the bunny. Right? Bugs Bunny. Y'all see what that was. Now, that was a spell. Okay? So, when we're talking about Easter and what they're about to implement, I think all year it's about to be hectic. You hear me? All year, like every holiday, every day. Because if we at war right now and Russia just added to it, what China gonna do?
Exactly.
And what's another country that can do something?
Korea.
Hold up. Korea, China, Japan, ain't they all family? Ain't they all family? They like cousins. Ain't they like cousins? They all cousins, basically. China, Korea, and like Japan. They are Tokyo.
Yeah, there you go.
Ain't that all in one?
Yeah, they all on one side. Yeah.
Germany. So Russia and Germany. So what's the difference between Russia and Germany? Fam, tell me the difference between Russia and Germany. Because I thought they was the same. Or like cousins.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they partners. They like that. They fam. Germany and Russia. Huh?
UK over there too.
UK.
Yeah. United Kingdom, yeah.
I thought we rock with them, no? We don't rock with them?
Yeah, that's why I just said in the chat.
Yeah.
What is Germany doing? I didn't hear about that. A lot of U.S. military bases there.
Oh. Okay, so Germany. Oh, man, God. Yeah, because we got to get ahead of this. Because if we figure out who going to ride with who, we'll know who doing what. You know what I'm saying? Just like in the hood. If we know Junior and them over there with Johnny and them, then we know James going to ride because that's his partner. They've been riding for a minute. Come on, let's be real. That's all this is. You know what I'm saying? If James and Junior been Johnny, then Johnny going to go over there with them too, and then we're going to leave him alone. So we need to know who we riding with. I'm just trying to figure out who our allies, G. We need to look this up. Like I'm be real, as real NIGGAs. We need to look up us, who we riding with, because Trump ain't even checking with us, fam. I mean, like, at least have like a conversation, my G, or like have a conference, like, listen, fam. Huh? He like, listen, he like, yeah, how we doing? Okay, so listen, this is what we did today. He's like, this is what we did today. I seen that. He like, this is what we did today. We just bombed this. We just did something no one has done in American history. You're gonna love it. He get on my nerve because he'll say what they did. Yeah, just going on about his ballroom. He just put money on the ballroom after he just put money on their head. He put money on their head, then he put money on the ballroom. And then he gonna talk about, it's a lovely, it's amazing, you're gonna love it. Like, what? He like, we just bombed them. We've done something American history has never done. You're gonna love it. Everybody's wiped out. We want everyone to surrender. If they don't, we're gonna finish them off. And then we're gonna go to the ballroom and eat. What do you think? He might have well said like, comment. He might have well said like, comment, subscribe when you're done to the channel if you love it. And let me know what you think. As always, United States out. What? You hear me? What? He might have well said like, comment, subscribe because he on the chain. He like, this is what we did and we love it. America has never done this in our lives before. That type of stuff really gets on my... I gotta get used to this guy saying this, like, cause you really, you know what I'm saying? He just don't make it seem formal. We just, you know, this is what we did and we gonna keep doing it till they stop. And if they don't, right, because even his body language be like, good evening. He don't even say good evening. He just start, hey, how are you? This is what we doing. He like, hey, what's up? This is what we doing. Today, we just bombed everybody. And then we just came back and we ate lunch, and then we just got juice, and then I talked to a couple of my other surrenders, and then we're gonna go back and bomb again. And we're gonna go back and bomb again, and then if we don't surrender, we're gonna do it tomorrow, okay? Because I just built, and then he gonna tell us, I built this army in my first term, so we're good today. What? I can't believe, fam. I be like, gee, is this real? And it is. And I'm like, my kids don't even know this gangster white guy, orange man, is sitting up here talking about that's what they doing. And he just going back to his crib, chilling. Let me know about the updates with the new bombings when you get a chance. Like, what? Is that like, but we still here. The man ain't even around. And then he don't even care. And he don't even care. Right, what I'm saying. What if it's like that for real? What if it's like that for real? This boy over here in Uganda, and we over here, and he just come over and talk, and then go back and then talk, doing videos and other. He doing videos in other places. You heard me, boy? Let me tell you something. Cat talking about I should be a comedian. Hey, Kiana said, no, don't get used to it, fam. Fight for it. We fight. I'm finna call Leroy and them. What? What's he talking about? I told my fam, we finna call every piece of worse in our phone now for this fight. What you talking about? Yeah, we ready. Because if they come over here, let me tell you something. We need to figure out, if they break through the line, you know we the last. Yeah. Now, just like the movies, we the people in the castle. We the people in the castle. You feel me? They on the front line. Back in that day, boy, they ain't had nothing but swords and shields. Swords and shields. You hear me? And all they had was more men. It was about more men. The more men, that's who won the war. That ain't today. Today is how many guns? How many missiles you got? What you got? Can you survive? Yeah. And then if you could take this space, we could take this area. So can you handle that? You feel me? That's what we do. But how many people in the area that's being taken? That ain't got to be. How many civilians? Fam! How many civilians in here being taken, fam? Right. Think about it, man. Iran they just heard Trump was like, nah, bro, we finna kill your king. And then he just got rid of this guy, unalived him. And now they over there like, now, just like us, different. We don't feel no type of way for Trump to go through that, okay? Let's be real. Am I right? We don't feel none of that. But for them, that's all they know. It ain't been like 18 presidents like us over here. It's only been like 1, 2, or probably 2. You know what I'm saying? So the guy is the guy, and he's loyal, and you have to love him, or he gonna get rid of you and your family. That's how they was moving over there. The Ayatollah, he was over there like that. If a love within don't agree with what we doing tonight, I'm pulling up. I'm sending folk to your door. That's how he operate. That's how he operate. So that's when Trump and them was saying, trying to use that and say he was that bad for them to go over there and just do whatever they did. But we don't really know the real reason why they do what they did. So when they did what they did, and then they come back telling us, the American people, that he was a bad guy, basically discrediting him to make it seem like whatever to justify their actions. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's what I hate about people in a relationship that'll cheat on you. Because at some point, they will hold on to something to justify that. You understand me? Knowing where you're wrong. They will hold just something. Because at the end of the day, they're growing on something. that's making them move like that or behave like that. And they're using that. You see what I'm saying? Even if it ain't useful, they're using that for their benefit to say, hey, I'm doing this for a good reason. To their self mentally. You understand me? That's when you know you got a problem. Because you psychologically telling yourself something for you to operate something. Knowing you know that ain't right. But you got to satisfy your ego, yourself, to get that out. That ain't right, fam. So I'm telling you right now, it's no way that we haven't figured out right now that the next country that's about to join Russia and Iran to come against us, and I'm going to be real with y'all, I was saying come against Trump, come against the USA, but stupid, I'm living here too. Why wouldn't I say us? When that man was just on the screen talking about we coming for the US. And we're going to do it strategically, and we know what we haven't even scratched the surface with our nuclear and military operations. When a person talking like that, G, they got to get at him right now. And he's stupid. And he's stupid. Because Trump and them probably seen that interview. I'm going to tell you something right now. You better hear me. He probably seen it, man. He like, who? He's like, who is this guy? I could tell he like, oh, really? Who is this guy? Oh, I'm sorry. He just leaned over like, oh, excuse me. Yeah, get rid of him. Cause I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm about to hit Trump like, hey, G, you seen fam? Yeah, I'm about to send it to him. I'm about to send it to his ex right now. Now you better hear me now. I don't even rock with Trump, but Trump, listen, we together today. I'm about to send this to you. Did you hear this mother talking about us? Did you see this duck quacking? Did you see this duck in her quacking? He talking about me and my kid. I ain't lying. I'm about to do it. What y'all think? I'm about to do it. I'm going to screenshot of this. I ain't lying. I'm doing it. I ain't lying. I'm finna do it. And I'm finna screenshot and let y'all know I did it. I ain't lying. Y'all. Yeah, who's this guy? But he's from the U.S. Okay, so he's a citizen. He's having trouble. We need to see what's going on. He's asking for a request. Yes. Did you hear this? He's just sent me this. Look into that. I pray they do. I ain't lying. A love within. I'm about to copy paste. I'm going to his Twitter and I'm about to drop it right there and walk away. I'm going to screenshot and send it to y'all, my member. Let y'all know I did it. Because you ain't going through it. Did you hear this mob talking about what they own? I pray he heard him. Because he said it like with conviction. He had conviction in his voice. Like, yeah. Didn't he sound like... He didn't blink.
He had the same facial expression. Didn't blink it out.
Fam did not blink at all. He like, oh, we know what we're doing. Look at my eye. He like, oh, we know what we're doing. And we're here to stay. I gotta blink because I'm... We're here to stay. Oh, boy. This is crazy. Lord, you got to keep it.
As we come up on the 1 week mark since the U.S. and Israel began missile strikes on Iran, word today that other countries have been helping Iran target U.S. troops in the Middle East. All that as President Trump insists that the assault won't end until Iran surrenders. As Erica Brown reports, the president wants that surrender to be unconditional.
As the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran rages on, the White House says the U.S. is still on track for a 4 to 6 week military campaign against Iran.
He didn't blink. Sam said he didn't blink. Oh yeah, we're gonna get him. That boy bleeding in his eye. He want to blink, but he's so serious. We coming for you, man. We coming for y'all, boy. Ain't play. He like, and this sad because we bugging up like he like we coming, fam. He talking big shit, boy. I'm ready to go through. I'm like, who you talking? I'm about to send him something in his email. Who you talking to? What's his name? We need to find out his name, fam. We need to find out, because I'm about to send them something just on GP. Hey, listen, man, I seen your text. I seen your interview. I just want you to know, I seen your interview. You're threatening me and mine. I'm gonna put it here. You're threatening me and mine, my kids, my family, no filters. I'm gonna put everybody threatening in there. You hear me? We ain't got nothing to do with Trump. We over here free as can be. We radicals. Listen, our regime is no filters. Survive us. Yes, we understand what happened. We mad, yeah, because we don't even want to go through it, okay? Think how we feel. He orange man over here taking stuff. You don't even know what we going through. Like he need, for real, they need to know. They need to know. Did y'all see? I thought I showed y'all. I seen fam on there burning a USA flag. They was burning it, and then all the people kept walking up to them. Huh? Did I show that? Did we see that? Hey, yeah. So we need to talk. Can we find out a way to get in touch? Can we find out a way to get in touch? Is there a way? Is there a way? Can we email? Can we fax? Can we get? I'm about to look into. I'm about to hit Fox News.
We gotta put him on Zoom with us, man. Put him on Zoom, bro.
Oh man, can we get the interview? Hey, listen, we do that. I'm gonna put on the suit and the tie, and I'm gonna sit in here. I'm gonna be right here next to the screen. Martin Luther King gonna be right here. All of this.
Send him the link, man.
I'm gonna send a link. Man, come on in. How you doing? I'm Red. Dealatofficial, New Filters. Yes. We just wanted to know. The other day, you had some concerns. Matter of fact, let's play it back. Go ahead and look. We want you to go home with this on your way out. Cause I'm telling you, like, we ain't playing. I'm about to send fam everything. Let's get them in here. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. We here to save you, boy. You better listen to us. It's real. You hear me? Oh, God, I need water, Jesus, because I'm telling you, the fire that they started, we got to put it out. You hear me? Kashana, niece in the building, Kashana in the building. You know what it is. Oh, I got the Zoom on. I got my family in here. Become a member, niece. Niece, where you at? We get you on the Zoom. We in the building, yeah. That's how we coming. That's what we doing. Need that holy water. Fam, Kiana said we need that holy water.
Alright.
Oh, man, that's real. You ain't lying. And I told you we were living amongst vampires, witches, wolves, mediums. Listen to me. I never heard of a medium until I seen True Blood. You ever heard of a medium? Meaning that you can, with them and with them. So you in between. You in the medium. You in the middle. You can connect with both sides. Now tell me something. The person that played that role in True Blood, you think they live in regular?
Ain't no way.
Fam, I'm going to be real. Actors, I feel so bad for them because as you got older, you realize they have to really harness a power to act a certain way for certain roles. And people that do certain roles up against people that don't do those roles, you can tell what's going on. Old girl in them, SEX in the city, in New York.
Oh, yeah.
SEX in the city. 4 older white women. That's the show. See, none of them have done a show that's bad, dark, demonic, crazy, none of that. Spell ritualistic. You can tell those things. People choose those movies, those shows. You hear me? But with those come heavy. Heavy is the head that wears the crown with those shows. You hear me? Because you take that stuff home. You don't just act that role in that place. You take that home with you, man. You got to deal with that at home. Huh?
Yeah, I heard playing with actors say that, like Denzel, all of them say they got to get in that role. Like they be
That's what I'm talking about. So that's why I said it's even more important, because as we see Russia and Iran creating a situation to come against the U.S., I think it's more difficult to know which way they're going to come. And I'm thinking that, we in St. Louis, and we have Boeing here. What do you all have in your city that's important? What in your city right now, type in the comment the most important place in your city that you think could possibly be bombed.
Maybe the state buildings, man. Like the state buildings.
Type it in there, fam. Let me know, because I'm here in St. Louis, bowling. You know we do it bowling. Like I thought when 9/11 happened, I got kicked out of school and I was at the Ed Center, and we across the street from Bowen. And I felt like they ain't care about us, because if something happened to Bowen, it's gonna happen to us. So they like, hey, they close to it being incarcerated, so just let them go on about their business. That's how I felt, because I'm like, why is we across the street from Bowen? Like, we could have been somewhere where nobody is in, like land of nowhere, but we across the street from Bowen. You know what they do at Bowen, right? They making planes. So Bowen is where they make all the planes. Fighter planes, like everything, fam. That's what we, oh my bad, my city, we make everything. We cooking everything here. Like, they got to come here to get at us just to go get loaded, just to go bust it, fam. We got everything here. So that's why I feel extra bad. Because if somebody just kabloogie here, oh, that kabloogie gonna spread far. You feel what I'm saying? Because of everything that's invested and harvested here. You feel what I'm saying? Now, the World Trade Center, I want to know how deep it ran underneath the ground. Because that would almost open up an idea of Boeing, other places, Pentagon, how far it runs under the ground. Because the surface can get tore up, but not the parts under the ground. A lot of people that went through it with September 11 that was in the basement, I feel so bad for them. Because a lot of them didn't have a chance, you hear me, to just get out because they was underground. You see what I'm saying? So these are the things that I think about when we're talking about, what city are you in? What's the important places in your city that says, hey, they may or can do that would affect everybody? You know what I mean? These are the things you got to think about, fam, as we move forward. Because like I told the Love Within earlier, I never thought that we would be living in these times. I thought we would probably be older and headed to God, headed to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. I never thought I'd just be living this to be having these conversations about World War III. And to be honest with you, we are living in World War III. We are at war right now. Israel is on our side. We are bombing Iran every day. And now Russia has come in to give Iran intelligence about us so they can come get at us.
Yeah, I think it's just they don't rock with Israel, man. They see that we rocking with them, so then they gonna come and get it both, man. They don't rock with Israel like that. That BB Yahoo dude, yeah, a lot of countries don't rock with him, man.
And now, I'm gonna be real. I think that I definitely know that the next move, I don't even know what they could hit here. Or like just in the United States. I'm trying to figure.
Something about the banks system or something, man. They're gonna try to do like a cyber attack on the banks or something, man.
Yeah, I just listened to a podcast about it.
Okay, so let's get right. Now I figured out why. Okay, listen, I don't even care. We in here, we deep. I'm in here with my members. We going as long as my members going. We finna go straight to this video. I seen this, and shout out to my dog, Truth Is, I seen this, and I said, what? But I knew I wasn't tripping because this is what they do. They put it in a movie, and then everybody gotta sit back and figure it out. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody gotta sit back and figure it out.
In Leave the World Behind, two families are caught in the opening stages of a massive societal shift. Technology goes dark, transportation fails, and the social contract starts to crumble. In the end, the only ones prepared for the fallout were the insiders who were warned in advance. The movie provided a cinematic look at what global instability looks like as it's unfolding. And looking at the headlines today in 2026, those scenes are starting to feel a whole lot different. Today, we're decoding Leave the World Behind to see exactly what the movie may have gotten right. Leave the World Behind follows the Sanford family, who chooses the worst day possible for a weekend getaway. At the beach, they witness the first sign of the collapse, a massive oil tanker crashing onto the shore, sending the crowd into a frenzy. The chaos escalates that night when two strangers show up at their door, claiming to be the owners of the vacation home they're staying at. Once they're let in, the TV flickers to life with a strange emergency notification on every channel. By morning, phones flood with alerts of a massive hacker attack, followed by nothing but corrupted encrypted text. A brief moment of radio reception reveals the scale of the disaster, a cyber attack causing catastrophic environmental effects across the South. Suddenly, strange flyers fall from the sky, printed in a foreign language to spread total confusion. The family then attempts to escape using the freeway, but they find the expressway jammed with a pileup of brand new self-driving Teslas. At this point, the social contract has completely shattered. Networks are down, planes are falling from the sky, and everyone is in complete and total panic. Then comes the final reveal. This isn't a random disaster. It's a synchronized three-stage campaign, a strategy designed to force a total breakdown of social order, leading directly to a civil war.
There's one program in particular that terrified my client the most. A simple three-stage maneuver that could topple a country's government from within. The first stage was isolation, disable their communication and transportation. Make the target as deaf, dumb, and paralyzed as possible, and set them up for the second stage. Synchronized chaos. Terrorize them with covert attacks and misinformation. Overwhelming their defense capabilities, leaving their weapon systems vulnerable to extremists in their own military. Without a clear enemy or motive, people would start turning on each other. Done successfully. The third stage would happen on its own. What's the third stage? So,
the film ends with the Sanford's youngest daughter finding a fully stocked bunker and using it to finally watch the series finale of Friends. While this just seems like another apocalypse movie, in reality, Leave the World Behind provides a blueprint for how a catastrophic event unfolds in a society that is completely dependent on technology. This isn't the kind of conflict we see in history books. A modern war wouldn't look anything like previous times. Recent headlines from this week make this movie feel less like fiction and more like a prophecy. As the news unfolds, we are seeing the same style of attacks happening in real time. The unknown attack happened in 3 stages. Stage 1 is isolation. This involves taking out the country's communication and transportation. We see this in the movie when the oil tanker crashes and the GPS and cellular networks go dark. In 2026, we're seeing this exact isolation play out with the recent disruptions to major data centers and the physical strikes on infrastructures that have left entire regions in the dark. Stage 2 is synchronized chaos. This is about overwhelming the public with misinformation and terror. In the movie, they use the high-pitched noise and the foreign flyers falling from the sky to keep people confused and afraid. Looking at the headlines today, the rise of deepfakes and the conflicting reports on current global tensions are creating that exact same sense of chaos where no one knows what to believe. Stage 3 is civil war. Once the people are isolated and the chaos has reached a boiling point, the social contract completely shatters. Without a clear leader or a way to communicate, the country turns on itself. This is the final result of the blueprint, a nation that collapsed from within because it was never prepared for the collapse of their digital infrastructure. When you look at the architecture of the collapse in the film, it's not just random chaos. It's a calculated removal of society's foundation. In Leave the World Behind, the first thing to go is the GPS and the cellular network, effectively blinding the population. We see this mirrored in the headlines this very week with the physical drone strikes on major data centers overseas. Then we have to talk about the strange noise. In the movie, it is a piercing high-pitched frequency that physically breaks the characters down. We see them getting nauseous, and in one of the most disturbing scenes, we see one of the characters' teeth literally falling out of their head. While these advanced weapons were seen as science fiction once upon a time, in 2026, that is no longer the case. That noise seems to be a direct reference to directed energy weapons, which has recently transitioned from science fiction to confirmed reality. When the characters hear the sound, they immediately recognize it's something synthetic. They know it is a weaponized frequency. In 2026, we have seen the reports and the declassified data on sonic wave technology. It is a silent, invisible attack that leaves no fingerprints but causes total psychological collapse. By including this in the blueprint, the film is showing us that the stage 2 is not just about making you confused, it's about making you physically unable to function. When you cannot think, when you cannot stand, and when you're watching your own body fail you for no visible reason, you're in a state of total vulnerability. Besides just analyzing this film through a surface level understanding, we need to look at the deeper, much more spiritual angle, starting with the oil tanker named the White Lion. In biblical prophecy, specifically the book of Revelation, the color white is a signature of the first horseman of the apocalypse. This horseman is often interpreted as a symbol of conquest, arriving under the guise of peace just before total destruction is unleashed. In Revelation 5:5, Jesus is referred to as the Lion of the tribe of Judah, and he is the one opening the seals for the horseman. In the film, this ship acts as a spiritual warning. It grounds itself directly on a beach to signal that the change is coming. It is a physical manifestation of the spiritual warning, a biblical announcement that the world as they knew it has been conquered and a new world is emerging. Another nod at the spiritual mechanics behind this collapse is the behavior of the animals. Throughout the film, we see deer and flamingos acting in ways that defy their natural instincts, becoming the first to sense a global shift before anyone knows what has taken place. I believe this represents a fundamental divide. While modern society has lost its connection to the spiritual realm, these animals remain tethered to it, sensing the coming storm long before the digital grid fails. It is a symbolic warning. When humanity abandons its spiritual roots, they become blind to the reality right in front of them. Specifically, the scene where the deer become aggressive are a direct reference to the fourth seal. This biblical prophecy gives authority to deafen Hades to wipe out a quarter of the Earth's population, partly through the use of wild beasts. This spiritual context completely explains their radical behavior towards the end of the film. Another spiritual reference is the homeowner's admission about his insider buddies. He tells the Sanford family they were briefed with information the general public never received.
Turns to me, a serious face, and he says, "Oh, just my annual meeting with the rest of the evil cabal that runs the world. My friend calls me up. No scheduled appointment like he usually does, just calls me out of the blue and wants to move around some of his money. And we're talking some big numbers even for him. And as we get off the phone, I ask if he wants to grab a drink. He tells me he's going away for a while. I joke back to him, "Oh yeah, you hang with your evil cabal this weekend? That was only during the winter solstice." Then he doesn't laugh. And he always laughs, even with bad jokes. Only said was, "Take care of yourself." Almost as if he felt sorry for me. Conspiracy theory about shocking people in the world is far too lazy of an explanation, especially when the truth is much scarier. No one is in control.
These insiders represent the small percentage who moved their assets and secured their families before the breakdown commenced. Those who believe they can outrun a coming judgment by hiding. This is a direct nod to Revelation 6:15. This verse describes a time when the kings of the earth, the princes, the generals, the rich, and the mighty hide themselves in caves amongst the rocks of the mountains. They are attempting to hide from the very disasters their own decisions help create. But as the Bible makes clear, and as the homeowner finally admits, wealth and connections only make you a first-class passenger on a sinking ship. The film shows us that the elites weren't interested in saving the world. They only wanted to save their own interests, leaving the rest of humanity to fight over the scraps of a dying reality. Watching the current 2026 trend of high net worth individuals moving into self-sustaining luxury bunkers, you have to ask yourself, is art imitating life, or are we watching the manual unfold in real time? The most disturbing part of the film isn't the planes falling from the sky, it's the ending. While the world is literally burning and a civil war is unfolding outside, the youngest daughter finds a bunker and chooses to watch the series finale of Friends. This is the ultimate commentary on where we are today. Even on the verge of a massive societal collapse, we cannot stop distracting ourselves. Just as many choose to stay blind in our current society, the daughter ignores everything unfolding around her. Whether it is the release of declassified documents or conflicts that demand immediate attention, people would rather consume their time on TikTok and obsess over celebrities than face the truth. They have become so addicted to the digital distraction that they would choose a comfortable lie over waking up. When she chooses friends over saving her family or taking the situation seriously, she is showing just how far the masses have fallen. It is the final sign of the decay. A population so entertained, they don't even realize they are in the middle of the end. The most controversial aspect of this film isn't just the plot. It is the names attached to the project. Higher Ground Productions, the company founded by Barack and Michelle Obama, was behind the project from the start. This film was released nearly 3 years ago, yet it feels like a play-by-play for the events we are witnessing in 2026. Director Sam Esmail confirmed that the former president personally reviewed the script, providing notes on how a real crisis of this magnitude would possibly look. When a film is executive produced by individuals who have held the highest security clearance in the country, the fiction takes on a much darker tone. It moves away from being just another movie to a possible inside look of how the worst possible outcome could unfold. In my opinion, this film provides a rare look at the logistics of a societal breakdown. It was a study on the fragility of our modern infrastructure, an infrastructure that is currently being tested in our real world. The real question the film leaves us with is whether we're going to stay mesmerized by the screen, or if we're going to pay attention to the signs right in front of us. The truth is often hidden in plain sight, waiting for those who are willing to look past the noise to uncover it. If you're interested in uncovering the truth about our world, make sure to watch this video on the movie that completely exposed Hollywood right now. And if you like unfiltered content that reveals the truth, make sure to like this video and subscribe to join the truth movement. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Now tell me I ain't tripping.
David Muir.
I know I ain't tripping. Cause that's why I said check that movie out immediately. Now, the very thing that makes sense is that Obama
In this world, grotesque entities.
Obama involved. You get what I'm saying? That's the problem. Obama. Now you telling me I don't believe this movie and this man made that? That man and his wife. So I really would like to know what the script was before they took it to Obama. Because if he was able to make it real, then that means every one of the operations was assigned by him. Phase 1, phase 2, you know what I'm saying? Every one of the phases was operated and designed by him. And to put it out there is exactly what they normally do. They'll put it out there in front of our faces to let us know this is what we doing, or this what we did, or this what we finna do. You know what I'm saying? And what y'all gonna say? Nothing. But y'all can't say that we never told you. But it's like y'all told us in deceit, indiscreet. Y'all told us in a sneaky way. You get what I'm saying, fam? And I think that's the part for me that makes me look at them like, I just feel like they soft, bro. Like, I don't care what level of hard that you want to act like you is because you got money or you powerful. But if you can't tell me what you own and stand on that business, you soft. You get what I'm saying? If you got to sit back and play games and lie, dress up, worship something and make us think we doing something we not doing. But that's the devil, deceitful, right? And it makes sense because these are the actions of what they want to portray. Huh?
Somebody up here was talking about Mars. You know, we talking about going to Mars. Bats.
Oh, there's Bat in there, cause Bat. Hey, listen, shout out to Bat. Yeah, Bat said, what Bat say? For love within.
He said yes, and Trump and Putin did not design the treaty to keep weapons off space satellites. You think they are only going to Mars for fun? Think the space station is for vacation?
You know what's crazy? I figured when I heard about remember what I just said about what's the boy? Elon Musk he's trying to take AI to Mars. I said it. That's what he working on, yeah. He just did some $1 billion something to where he was trying to sell something. He just did something that just confirmed that they got AIs finna be up in Mars. So to answer that question, fam, that's the situation. Elon and them, yeah, they building that. It's been that. But that's how you know even more what they believe in. They have to get a direct effect, indirect connect to it. Because if you got to take technology here to Mars, outer space, which is not really outer space, it's just a place that they call it. I think Mars is not really Mars. I think Mars is another name for something that's more demonic. You get what I'm saying? That they literally going to or tapping into. Because to me, if it's that bad, if it's like that, and you talking about AI to outer space, yeah. Just like CERN, CERN, CERN. You know who CERN is? You look up CERN a little within when you get a chance. CERN and them over there. You know how they coming in? Yeah, you know they off the chain. Yeah, they different. Them folk over there, yeah, they over there doing time traveling. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, and they believe it. And it's deep. They over there time traveling, and they got this whole portal situation going on with how they moving, fam. Hold on, Chin Shio. I don't know, Chinese guy says, are you Haitian? Yeah, I am. And Cat says, no, he's not. Clip Drip says, bro, high. Why I gotta be high? Because we over here talking real. You see how I felt could just make you look like you crazy? So this is gonna... Like, cause they like, oh, I don't know what's the I think the problem with waking up is people scared to believe they're different. Yeah, they scared. I seen something called Zeitgeist. You ever heard of Zeitgeist? A Love Within, Chris? Y'all heard of Zeitgeist?
I think I heard of something like that.
Oh, I urge you for this. Both of y'all. No, this for y'all. Zeitgeist. Z-I-E, Zeit. I believe it's Z-I-E-T, Geist, G-E-I-S-T, Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist is very serious. I seen Zeitgeist like 20 years ago. Okay? Shout out my brother Quick Brain. He brought that to me and my brother 100,000. We sat down there, we smoking, we doing all this. We was locked on the TV. Because in that moment and in that moment only is when we realized what the world was really doing. We couldn't, now don't get me wrong. It was hard to believe it. It was hard to figure it out, but it was like, are you serious? So for somebody to be older than us at the time and finally figure out what the world is really doing up against what they taught us to think and do, it's gonna touch you. It's gonna move your body a different way. You hear me? And I'm only saying it because now, like we watching this type of stuff, and you're becoming comfortable to this for you to be able to digest that. But if you never seen this and you watch Zeitgeist, you would have got the same reaction we did, that the world is a lie. And every part of it. You understand? And when I say every part, I'm talking about to the smallest form of thinking of a street sign, a street light, to court. When I tell you everything is a script and designed for hell, boy, I said I couldn't believe it. The Federal Reserve, the government, all of that. So I urge you both to see Zeitgeist. Look it up. Please watch it to the end. Pay attention to what that man is saying out of his mouth. Because what it's gonna do to you is gonna get you ready for the next stages of what's to come. See, I'm ready because I've seen it, I've read it, I've understood it, I've studied it because of what I read back 20 years ago. But you, if you never read it and never knew, you would be hurt. Because you would say, man, my grandma and my mama been believing it since day one. And now they got to believe that whatever they've been believing is all false. How do you move on from that? How do you think that your life is valuable after that when everything that you told is really false? That's like Pastor Troy making that song, Right or Wrong. Yeah. I used to think of that. What if we, you know what I'm saying? What if this was this and that's that? Vice versa. There we go. Vice versa, fam. So that's why I said at the end of the day, Shirley said, what's the name of the movie? The name of the movie called Zeitgeist. My dog Bat in there, Bat said Zeitgeist. You know, that's how Zeitgeist spelled. If you don't know how to spell Zeitgeist, I want everybody in here that can read, breathe, hear, and have the senses that God gave you and woke you up to go watch Zeitgeist this weekend. Pick a day, Saturday or Sunday, or watch them both. But I'm telling you right now, when you watch it, it's going to adjust you, change you, and then settle you in for what's to come. And I'm doing this for you so you don't get it and then you hear the next. Because you about to hear something new that's going down, Chris. Something else new finna happen. And it ain't gonna do nothing but keep making you uncomfortable and keep making you fall left. But if you go watch Foundation, it'll give you some grounds to stand on as you heard what's to come. You understand me? Because all it's gonna do is tell you this how they doing, this how they operate, and this is what's to come. And now that we're here, because literally we are here. We are. I never would thought we here. We are here. I think if we hear him announce the United States is that this is World War III, I feel like Trump is going to say it. And that's going to set us up to know that we really in a certain state. But I'm going to tell you the worst case. We ain't got nowhere to go. Like, we ain't got nowhere to run. We ain't got nowhere to hide. We can't even go sit down to the left and just be out the way while it happened.
No, they ain't gonna let us in them bunkers with them.
You almost have to.
They're gonna keep us out of the bunkers.
This is another reason why I was always worried about getting a bag. Because I started feeling like, oh, if this what they doing and this how they coming. Because I told y'all, I seen that Zeitgeist like 20 years ago. So when I seen that, and I started talking about the music and getting the bag and the music, like we was already rocking with the music, but the part about getting serious and getting a bag so I could take care of things, it didn't even matter about bag and living and just being a millionaire. No, fam, it came down to getting a bag so you could survive. That was it. You understand? Survival of the fittest for a bag. And right now, I'm gonna be honest. I think that Trump.
What would you do if you were approached by a powerful shot? What would you do if you?
I think Obama. Because I heard him talking at some conferences. That's how you know they all working together. The man having conference calls and talking, and it still happening. You know what I'm saying? He's talking good. He sound great. But the problem is, he was behind that movie that let us know what's finna happen. You feel me? So I'm not okay with that. None of that. I don't care about none of that. I don't trust none of them. They all is out of there. I only trust no filters. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Wow, we cooking.
You were approached by a powerful shadowy group with a life-changing offer. Join them, and they will make you the next biggest star. But they're...
Pay attention.
What would you do if you were approached by a powerful shadowy group with a life-changing offer? Join them and they will make you the next biggest star. But there's a catch. The initiation comes at a steep price that frankly, most aren't willing to pay. For you to receive the world, they must first receive the soul of a loved one. Now ask yourself, is that a deal you're willing to make? I know I wouldn't, but in Late Night with the Devil, that was an offer Jack Delroy couldn't refuse, as he does the unthinkable to become the top name in late night TV. While something like this only seems possible in a movie, I can assure you, the real-life inspirations behind this movie, including the secret gatherings at the real-world Grove, are even more unbelievable. Today, we will be decoding Late Night with the Devil to show how it completely exposed Hollywood. By the end of this episode, you will never see Hollywood the same again. Late Night with the Devil follows Jack Delroy, host of late night talk show Night Owls, who is returning after the tragic death of his wife. With his ratings tanking, Jack is willing to do anything to stay on top, a desperate move that many claim is the reality for those climbing the Hollywood ladder. He stages a Halloween special featuring a psychic, a skeptic, and a parapsychologist with her 13-year-old patient who survived a satanic cult. This cult worshipped a demon called Abraxas, a deity the parapsychologist claims the little girl is possessed by. Now make sure you remember that name because its real-world history is exactly why this movie is so deep, and we will be getting more into it later. The show takes a dark turn when the psychic starts projectile vomiting a black substance and dies. But things only get worse when the possessed girl tells Jack they've met before under the tall trees.
We go way back. We met amongst the tall trees.
For anyone who knows about the real-world Grove in the California Redwoods, that phrase is a direct Easter egg confirming what this movie is truly about. The film ends in pure chaos. In the most memorable scene of the movie, the demon takes over the little girl. Her head splits in half and glowing lava shoots out the top before she begins attacking everyone. Out of nowhere, Jack is suddenly transported to a nightmarish version of the show. This is where the movie stops being a story and starts becoming an expose. Jack didn't just stumble into this. It's revealed that Jack joined the Grove during a ceremony where he made a deal with the devil under the tall trees. He agreed to sacrifice his wife's soul in exchange for fame and ratings. In a final horrific moment of manipulation, Jack thinks he's ending his wife's suffering with a ritual dagger, only to realize he eliminated the young girl on live television. Now, while this might seem only believable in a movie world, you will be surprised at just how much this film got right and how closely it mirrors reality. From the night owl symbolism to the secret society at the Grove, from the deals for fame to the heavy sacrifices attached to them, this wasn't just a movie, it was a glimpse at the hidden mechanics of Hollywood. We are going to decode it all right now, so make sure you stay to the very end because this one gets deep. While Late Night with the Devil seems like just another horror movie, it plays out more like a representation of the hidden price to reach the 1% circle in Hollywood. Jack wants ultimate success, so through his industry connections, he gains entry into an exclusive high-level organization known as the Grove. Many of you are likely aware that this is a direct parallel to a real-world elite gathering at the Bohemian Grove yearly retreat. Just like in the film, the real-life counterpart is a private assembly for the world's most influential figures, including top-tier politicians and global power brokers. In the movie, we see members participating in rituals surrounding a massive owl monument, the exact same imagery found at the actual site. In this movie, Jack undergoes a ceremony where he agrees to trade what he loves most, his wife, for a seat at a 1% table.
That boy said he was finna trade his wife for a seat at a 1% table. Now, I seen this movie clicking through, but I didn't think it was doing all that. You get what I'm saying? That's deep. That explains how they operate, period. And he was a late night show host. That's what they were, late night show host. And the man talking about giving up his life for everything. Y'all ever heard of Bohemian Grove?
Yeah.
You heard of the Bilderberg Group?
Yeah.
And y'all heard of you heard of the Boule?
Yeah, that's fair.
Ooh, that ain't the same, fam. That ain't the same. Shout out to Kiana. Good night, Kiana. Shout out to you. Keep going.
This mirrors the long-standing theories about the yearly cremation of care ceremony held at the real-world site. They even conclude their gatherings with a symbolic ritual in the forest before the same giant owl effigy. I've actually interviewed the person who filmed the real ceremony, and it's truly eerie. I'll have that interview linked in the description for you to check out after this one. What's interesting is that this owl effigy from the movie is widely seen as another representation of the old gods like Baal, who demanded life offerings for financial blessings. In the story, Jack aligns himself with the grove because he realizes certain doors only open if you're a part of this inner circle. He is taken to the grove by studio leaders who have the power to keep his ratings high, suggesting this is how studio heads initiate those into the Brotherhood of Hollywood. This perfectly reflects the speculation that these private meetings are where the world's next major leaders are actually chosen, an idea that gains a lot of weight when you see how many past heads of state have been documented attendees. The movie is telling us that the road to elite status in Hollywood isn't dependent on talent and luck. It's dependent on secret brotherhoods, strange ceremonies, and pricey sacrifices. To make it in those circles, you have to be chosen. But the Grove isn't the only hidden in plain sight detail this movie got right. In the show, Jack is a big late night TV show host. To me, he instantly reminded me of the Jimmys of the late night talk shows. Not only does the actor seem to look like them, but I believe his name, Jack, is supposed to be a play on Jimmy. But besides sort of looking like them, he has more similarities than you're likely aware of. Jimmy Kimmel is one of the biggest names in late night talk shows. His show has had 24 successful seasons, airing since 2006. Jimmy Kimmel is the pinnacle of late night success, the exact level Jack Delroy was willing to do anything to reach. But the comparisons go deeper than just their careers. When you look at where the Jimmy Kimmel Live show is actually produced, things get interesting. It's filmed inside the historic Masonic Lodge in Hollywood. This means one of the most influential platforms in media is hosted directly inside the headquarters of an organization known for its private ceremonies and inner circle memberships. If we listen to what this movie is telling us, reaching that elite status isn't about luck and talent. It's about being chosen by the order. Kimmel literally hosts his show out of a secret organization's headquarters. Kimmel has a recurring bit titled, "We're Going to Hell," where he and other A-list celebrities sing about their eternal fate.
Has anyone here ever actually been to hell?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone?
Of course, yeah.
What's it like?
Well, hell's terrible, Jimmy. Really, it's gluten everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
no.
yeah, they have bowls of Advil instead of M&M's.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they have dial-up internet. Oh, no. Team 4?
What's wrong?
Wow, that is terrible. But if it's so bad, why did you all go there?
Well, Jimmy, hell is where our agents make our deals with the devil.
Oh, that explains.
While it's framed as comedy, you have to wonder if it's another instance of Hollywood revealing the truth in comedy. Is this their way of admitting to the same kind of deal Jack made in the movie? Now, the real-world similarities don't end there. In the movie, it is said that the little girl is possessed by an entity called Abraxas. While this might seem like a made-up name for the movie, in reality, this is influenced by a real entity worshipped in occult circles. And once you see how this name connects to some of the most powerful organizations in history, the true message of this film becomes undeniable. Abraxas isn't just a name pulled from a horror script. It is a term with roots stretching back to ancient Gnosticism. Gnosticism is an ancient religion that is credited with inspiring much of what the occult teaches today. In these ancient traditions, Abraxas was often depicted as a supreme being or deity that represented both the light and dark, the god and the devil wrapped into one. This perfectly mirrors Jack's journey in the film, where his light, his public success and fame, is fueled by a very literal dark pact. But why would a movie about Hollywood choose this specific deity? This is where it gets deep. If you look into the literature of high-level secret organizations, the name of Abraxas appears frequently. Influential figures in Masonic history, such as Albert Pike, have discussed the symbolism of Abraxas in their writing. To these groups, Abraxas often represents the higher being that is associated with the balance of opposing forces, a concept that is central to many inner circle rituals. This name wasn't just randomly chosen. By using this name, the filmmakers are signaling to the audience that the code in the movie isn't just a random group of villains. It's a representation of real-world orders that have existed for centuries. The symbols of these organizations are everywhere in this movie. Like I previously mentioned, the owl is a primary symbol for many of these elite circles. It represents wisdom and the ability to see in the dark, a direct reference to seeing what the masses cannot. In the movie, they make it clear that this owl was the power behind Jack's career. You likely noticed the owl right in the show's logo. It's a clear signal that this organization is the silent partner behind the success. But it goes even further. The leader of the cult is clearly modeled after the real-life leader of the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey. By connecting the secret organization at the Grove to this cult, the movie is telling us that these different inner circles are all branches of the same tree. Which brings us to the most interesting part of the movie, the moment Abraxas came to collect Jack's soul. In the film, it's never explicitly explained why the ritual went so horribly wrong, but I have a deep theory that changes everything. Jack was supposed to offer up a soul he truly loved, but as the story unfolds, we realize Jack may have been trying to cheat the system. It suggested Jack was actually having an affair with the parapsychologist, meaning he tried to offload his wife's soul to the entity to keep his own life and his new love. He essentially tried to trick a deity into accepting an invalid sacrifice. This is why Abraxas doesn't just take the wife, it possesses the girl, eliminates the mistress, and forces Jack into the ultimate act of destruction. Jack is tricked into completing the offering himself, using the ceremonial dagger on live television. This is essentially confirmed by the final Easter egg in the film, the end transmission text at the bottom of the screen that suddenly shifts to "so it is done." This is a direct reference to "so mote it be," a historic Masonic phrase that's used at the end of rituals to seal a decree. Abraxas came for Jack because he tried to cheat the deal, and in the end, the entity didn't just take a soul, it took Jack's entire legacy. So what's the ultimate message of Late Night with the Devil? I believe it's telling us that the road to elite status in Hollywood isn't dependent on talent or luck. It's dependent on secret brotherhoods, strange ceremonies, and pricey sacrifices. To make it in those circles, you have to be chosen. Jack Delroy thought he could make a deal and keep his love, but as we saw, once you sign that contract under the tall trees, the debt is always collected. This movie isn't just a horror flick, it's a representation of the hidden price to reach that 1% circle in Hollywood. From the real secret lodges where these shows are filmed, to the symbols hidden in the movie, the truth is closer than we think. The next time you turn on a late night show and see those familiar symbols, remember Jack Delroy, remember the Grove, and most importantly, remember what price they possibly had to pay to get there. This is just my interpretation of the film. Maybe all the coincidence.
So trip out this right quick. That is a lot to unpack, fam. I mean, cause what we talking about? They did it before in that other movie with Tom Cruise, but now that it's in this in front of our faces.
Oh yeah, with the eyes set, yeah.
Right. But it's like I'm not scared. It's just more so like, oh, what's this? You know what I'm saying? Like this is extra crucial, different, interesting, crucial, different. You feel me? And then you start finding out why Nikki's so quiet, like fam said in the way. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. You in here with your boy Dealatofficial, my fam here in No Filters. This is the reason why. It's only one way to do it. Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. One woman, one man, definitely a win. That No Filters t-shirt and that hoodie. Signed by your boy Dealatofficial, sponsored by your girl Nene Love Savvy TV. Let's get right, let's get real. You know it's been real because you've been in here with my fam, the panel. That's real. A love within, my dog Chris. Theo ain't in here tonight, but we sending love to my dog Theo all the way deep. My family here, it's been a real thing. But it's only one way to do it and one way to do it only. Hitting that like button, double tapping that screen. You finding out more than you ever have in your life. Only because you just tapped in with the real ones as we do the way we do it here. And No Filters, you hear me? As always, fam, you know what the level is. You know what the deal is. One way to do it, one way to do it only right here. As always, I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all pulling up, man. Because again, if you don't, you ain't gonna know shit. You one of them type people. You don't know nothing unless you pull up. You don't pay attention to nothing unless you pull up. And that's truly a beautiful blessing because you do it right here with your boy Dealatofficial here with my fam, No Filters. As always, family, I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all showing love, making sure that you're tuned in to know that we here to inform, understand, and be aware that if it walk like a duck, talk like a duck, it's a duck. And it's duck hunt season. My dog Chris in the building, love within, you know what it is. As always, fam, truly, I appreciate it. Huh? Y'all popped in. That's how they come. Yeah. As always, fam, you know how we doing. There's only one way right here with your boy, making sure you understand that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an episode, and share this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Make sure you get you something to eat, something to drink, and something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title, fam, it changed. You've been in here with your boy Dealatofficial, my fam, A Love Within, my dog Chris, and members only. And members only. And this is No Filters, fam. As always, you all make sure you have a good evening. We making sure we signing out. Last words for my people. Is it a good one? A Love With This. A Love With This says good night. My dog Chris says good night. You know, as always, signing off, your boy Dealatofficial and my fam. You know this, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Never forget, we here. We're here to save your life. You all be safe. Keep that hammer, lock your doors. Making sure you're straight. Pay attention to what's to come, because it ain't changing. We at war, and we definitely want to make sure each and every one of you all know what's going on. As always, fam, I truly appreciate you. Signing out here with your boy Dealatofficial. It's No Filters. Good night, and y'all be safe.